miles an hour along the southern New England shoreline. In Hingham, Massachusetts, an 89-year-old man was killed when high winds caused a tree to fall on a trailer. I'm Donna Warner.
With Iran-backed rebels in Yemen showing no sign of quitting their attacks on international shipping in the Red Sea, a 10-nation coalition has been formed to confront the problem, the coalition led by the U.S. Saying that his state has no choice, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signing several bills aimed at tightening security along the southern border. There's more funds for border barriers, more power for police and the courts. In a few hours from now, a private Washington funeral for former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor.
The public paid their respects to O'Connor yesterday inside the Supreme Court's Great Hall. She made history as the first woman justice when she was nominated by President Ronald Reagan in 1981 and confirmed to the nation's highest court. Today, a private funeral will be held at the Washington National Cathedral. The service will feature tributes from President Biden and Chief Justice John Roberts. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Stock futures higher on Wall Street. The Dow futures are up 84 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 22. S&P futures 10 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, what's wrong, Santa?
Well, it's these elves. The new ones all feel entitled. They don't want to work their way up the ladder. In fact, they hardly want to work at all. Then there's those social justice elves. They keep pointing out everyone's differences, dividing the elves and getting them all riled up. And don't get me started about the reindeer rights elves. The shop floor just isn't the happy little place it used to be.
We should have used Red Balloon.
That's right, Santa. RedBalloon.work is America's woke-free job board. Every day we help good companies find reliable, motivated job seekers without all the woke nonsense. And our new Red Balloon recruiter service is turning traditional corporate recruiting on its head, delivering high-quality employees for a fraction of the price. Give yourself a Christmas gift and post your jobs on RedBalloon.work today. And use promo code SALEM to get 10% off your first month's job posting, because life's too short for a bad hire.
There are fatalities and a lot of property damage from an earthquake that struck a province in north-central China.
A spokesman for Gansu Provincial Emergency Management tells a news conference an earthquake of 6.2 magnitude has hit the region, the depth of focus of the quake around 6 miles. Well over 100 people have died and more than 500 people injured when the quake struck in Gansu, close to the provincial border with Qinghai. Footage shows a mudslide in a Gansu village and soldiers clearing falling bricks and cinder blocks. Audio courtesy China News Service. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
North Korea says leader Kim Jong-un promises what he terms more offensive actions designed to repel what he says are U.S.-inspired threats. Kim spoke after watching the third test of his country's most advanced long-range missile. News and analysis, townhall.com. There is a recall of pouches of cinnamon applesauce with ingredients from a plant in Ecuador. The applesauce was sold in the U.S.
FDA inspectors say cinnamon tested from the plant had levels of lead more than 2,000 times higher than a maximum level proposed by the agency. The spice was supplied to Ostro Foods, which made the pouches. The applesauce pouches were sold under 3 brand names: Wanabana, Schnucks, and Wise. The CDC says at least 125 children from 22 states may have been sickened by lead poisoning. FDA numbers have fewer kids getting sick, but the cases cover 27 states. The FDA says lead has not detected in any fruit pouch products made without cinnamon and sold in the U.S. Ed Donahue, Washington.
When they realized they weren't going to be paid, employees of the largest nursing home in St. Louis walked out, getting it to close. 170 residents being bused to other facilities. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and one time.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
I was thrown. I was like, something's off here. Something ain't right.
Yeah, they need the
easel.
The easel for today.
But you know what this does reveal to me? You have a lot of empty wall and a lot of really good artwork.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to hang these right here. Like, there's a lot of blank space right here.
Yeah.
Maybe like one over here, one over here. I'm just saying, we've got a lot of great works of art in this building that need displaying.
Well, the problem is, I want to get them on camera, and it's kind of hard to be on camera on that
That's
wall.
true. On
that wall's
wall,
not really on camera.
And we got the big flag over here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So I have to kind of finagle that one. But
that's tough.
Well, first world problem.
Mm-hmm.
But happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to it. We are
6 geese a-laying.
One day closer to
right.
Christmas. So you're officially down to what, 6 days?
6 days away. Yep. 6 geese a-laying. And 4 days, as we were informed this morning, 4 days until Festivus. For the rest of us.
Yes. Although, I wonder if it's at some point that's going to die off.
You'd think, but it's one of those that's really stood the test of time. You know?
At some point, like the generation behind us, maybe.
I feel, okay, maybe Gen Zers are going to drop it.
Yeah.
Drop the ball, but that's just because they're so far removed from the Seinfeld
that's what I'm
generation.
saying. I think that they're gonna, unless there's some kind of weird reboot of Seinfeld in 10 years, I don't know about. So
you'd be hard to pull it off. I mean, everybody's getting older.
Yeah. So, but you never know. I mean, we still talk about certain old shows, and
I'm trying to find it.
Know.
Basically, somebody went on to Reddit and started a subreddit that's completely all about grievances that allows people to air their grievances. Yeah. And a lot of these are, I hate teenagers in groups so much. I hate super churches. Screw decorative pillows. Put buttons back on TVs, please. I wish I could stay in bed for a month. I hate my brother. A lot of these are oddly specific.
Well, that's Festivus.
That's right. I got a lot of issues with you people.
Please put buttons back on TVs.
Some of these I absolutely cannot read.
Yeah, I'm sure most of them are not radio friendly or family friendly here. But yes, the buttons one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a delightful day. If you're getting ready for the Christmas holiday, you're down to 6 days left. Today actually is our Christmas party,
yes.
Our office Christmas party.
Hence the festive attire for the video watchers.
That's right. He got lights and everything on his sweater
today. You can
today.
easily turn me on.
Yeah.
Flick the switch. I'm sorry, I laughed when you pointed out reminded me of buttons on TVs. How many of us have done this thing where we trace the entire circumference of the TV bottom looking for any kind of switch or button so that we don't have to find the remote?
Because there's got to be at least a power button somewhere, right? You're like, all right, there's a power button somewhere on it. They got to put one on the TV, even if no other buttons. There's got to be a power button somewhere.
Even Apple said acquiesced at one point. Was like, fine, here's your buttons.
Although they still don't have the only buttons they got is on the sides.
Yeah, the sides.
But they used to have the home button.
Uh-huh.
The home button's been gone for a couple phones.
Several generations, which and that's sort of a bummer. I enjoy my home button on my iPad, if for no other reason than because it's it's the quick way to get access to it.
If you would ask me 5-8 years ago, now I'm like, okay, I don't know. I guess I've just figured it out without the button. I don't know. So.
Yeah, phone makers make it so intuitive that you don't necessarily need them, but still,
you got that one little learning curve of the new phone, and then after a week or so, you're back in the groove.
Oh, I remember when BlackBerry was the thing, and like everybody had phones with keyboards and stuff, and I made the out loud argument, I don't want to switch over to a smartphone. My fat thumbs aren't going to be able to find the right buttons. And I did. And I was right.
Yeah.
Read my text. Half the time, my fat thumbs mess them all up.
Well, I never had the BlackBerry. I went right from the flip phone to a smartphone to a. Well, you know what? I take that back. I had a Palm Trio in there for a little bit.
That was smartphones before smartphones were smartphones.
Yeah, that was for a half a minute, and then I got my first Android phone, which is the reason I don't have an Android phone anymore. I had the first generation, and nothing worked on it. Everything was broke.
I had a BlackBerry Pearl. That was the version I had, which was the cheap ghetto version. Okay. But I really liked it because the ball would change colors. So you could based on the app you were using or whatever, it would either get dark or light, or you could have it change rainbow colors.
Nice.
That's kind of neat.
I feel like the BlackBerry Pearl's the official phone of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yarr. That was pre-Windows Phone even. I've had a lot of bad phones, man.
Yeah, I remember.
If anybody has ever owned a Windows Phone, you know my plight. Those things are garbage.
Yeah, I remember you having one. Did you have to do it for radio?
Yes, it was an endorsement deal. So I had to. My new Nokia Lumia 900 is the perfect phone for you. Mom's on the go. It was bad.
When John first started back with us, he had the Windows Phone, and it was like,
I think
you had a Windows phone.
No, not when I started here. At Pecos? No. I'd long since retired that bad boy.
I just remember you with the Windows Phone.
I did. Well, for a time when I was at...
Because you're the only man on earth I know that had a Windows Phone.
For a time, I think I was. I was the guy. If they were reaching out to regional New Mexico radio for endorsement deals, they were hard up, all right?
Yeah, I just seem to remember. It was like, oh, yeah, he's the only guy I know that has one, and he does it because they gave it to him.
Mm-hmm. You'd be amazed what you can get out of a man when you give him something for free.
You were trying for a minute there, too. You were trying to convince the world that the Windows Phone was the phone.
It was a full year deal. I'd love to find some of those ads.
Windows Phone.
I can increase or decrease the size of the windows on my Windows Phone. Yeah, could you? There was an app on my Windows Phone, not for Instagram, but an app that would send you a text or an email when the Instagram app was available for Windows Phone. That's how bad Windows Phone was.
It's like
we'll let you know. Download this app and we'll let you know.
That's like year one of Star Wars. Yeah. He's got a note under the tree. It's coming.
It was. There was Windows Phone was basically we'll slip something under your door when it happens.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Did you ever get that note?
I didn't. I upgraded the phone before Windows
Still
upgraded
waiting on
service.
that Instagram update for my Windows.
I feel bad for that one guy that went full in. He's like, yeah, I loved my Windows Phone and Zune.
Yep, that's the guy. He's still got a Betamax, too. Let me give you the rundown.
I just feel bad that I was the reason he got it. He's like, well, shit, it's good up for Sean Smalls. I mean, you know.
Well, the power of your
I'm
persuasion.
Sorry, Jim.
Yeah. Jim, it's okay. Upgrade to BlackBerry.
Time to upgrade to BlackBerry. Research in motion. It's waiting for you.
Yes, right. See, now I'm going the other way. I don't even want a smartphone. I just want something that answers phone calls. I'm like, that's all I need. I'm tired of this other buttons and
well, you remember
I can't see half of it anyway.
At one point in time, there was a phone that Nokia made specifically. You could run over that thing with an Abrams tank, and it would be just fine. You could pick it up and play Snake afterwards.
Yeah, we need to go back to that technology.
Yep, that and polyphonic ringtones.
That's right. And buttons on TVs. All right, let me give you the rundown of today's show. We got a full slate for you. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined. Maricel Manchenko's back with us to talk Tai Chi for Health from the Tai Chi for Health Institute. They've got more classes coming up here. Tai Chi for Health she does for beginners, advanced as well, too. So we'll get an update from Mari here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office scheduled to join us, probably Tamara and or Drew Garnett joining us to give us an update on what's going on there. I know they've got their diabetes prevention classes, all that coming up here, so we'll talk all about that with her. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Don Weld, wearing his Alzheimer's Association hat, is going to join us, give us an update on what's going on through the Alzheimer's Association and all that good stuff. So that's about 9:15. Plus, we'll have all of your other features that include the news of the local variety, your national variety news, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Pretty nice daytime highs, though, and fairly light wind. Low to mid-60s for the afternoon temperature. And then tonight, maybe a few clouds drifting through. We're in the upper 30s. And then some sun and some clouds again on Wednesday. Low to mid-60s. Fair for Thursday. Then maybe a shower or two on Friday. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. Winds calm at the moment. Partly cloudy for today. Expect highs to reach near 60 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually clearing. Expect an overnight low of 38 degrees with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. For your Wednesday, increasing clouds with a high of 63. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, there is a 30% chance at some rain showers, mostly after 11. Skies will be cloudy with an overnight low of 45 degrees, south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, there's a 20% chance at some rain showers early before lunchtime. Partly cloudy, high of 62 on Thursday. Winds out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny and 63. Looking at the weekend, we have rain chances. Good ones for Friday night, a 40% chance of rain. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 42. Saturday, we're looking at a 50% chance at showers, partly cloudy, and 61 for a high. Christmas Eve, Sunday, mostly sunny, 61. Christmas Day, sunny skies, and a high of 54. So, a little bit of moisture on the weekend. I'll be in Ruidoso. I bet that's going to be snow up there. So, that'll be fun. All right, it is 7:18. We're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then we're going to talk Tai Chi for Health Institute on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,632 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to higher market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold steady to 5 higher, feeder cattle steady, packer cows and bulls $2 higher, 3 to 400 pound steers $330, $340, 3 to 400 pound heifers $272, $276, 4 to 500 pound steers $277, $330. 4 to 500 pound heifers $246, $272. 5 to 600 pound steers $235, $277. 5 to 600 pound heifers $222, $246. 6 700 pound steers $215, $235. 6 700 pound heifers $199, $222. 7 800 pound steers $193, $215. 7 800 pound heifers $188, $199. Packer cows $90 to $98. Canner and cutter cows $75, $85. Packer bulls $110, $120. Feeder bulls $90 to $1. Top half the cow-calf pairs $1,500 to $1,925 per pair. Top half the bred cows $1,300 to $1,785 per head. The next sale at RLA will be Monday, January the 8th, 2024. We wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year, and please remember the reason for the season. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home home away from home.
This time of year, we all become kids again, especially when we start thinking about Christmases past, how they smelled, how they looked, and how they felt. We get a little weepy remembering those uncles and aunts and parents and grandparents who made Christmas time so special and gave us the traditions we passed down to our own kids. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Shirley and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, that mess in the living room on Christmas morning is the most glorious mess in the world. Don't be too quick to clean it up.
'Tis the season of savings at Big O Tires. Unwrap peace of mind this holiday season with trusted tires and auto service from your locally owned and operated Roswell Big O Tires. Now through January 7th, save up to $140 on select sets after mail-in rebate. All with multiple financing options available for any budget and any situation. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
There's a Honda for every holiday adventure. Whether it's traveling to the holiday family dinner in an efficient Accord hybrid, or heading to a hike to burn it off in a powerful CR-V hybrid. Find your new Honda during Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.9% APR on a 2024 Accord hybrid and 2024 CR-V hybrid.
Happy Honda Days are here, and just in time for the best deal of the year. Visit Roswell Honda today.
See dealer for financing details.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us back in studio, Maudie's back with us from the Tai Chi for Health Institute. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm very well. It's very early, but I'm very well.
Well, it's nice to see you in the 7 o'clock hour, too. Usually, but for folks that aren't familiar, Maudie's been joining us for, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years now, I think.
It's
been almost that long.
Right.
Telling us and introducing Southeast New Mexico to Tai Chi.
Right.
Not as so much a self-defense martial art, but as for health and exercise and kind of aligning mind, body, and soul a little bit here.
Right, sure.
And so you and your jam is really teaching for beginners, people that from all walks of life, some folks, and that's the other thing. There is no, you could be old enough to walk, you could be 137. It doesn't matter. Wow. She's got Tai Chi.
You're 137. You have something to teach me. I will learn from you.
But really, from anywhere in between, any level of your physical fitness, Tai Chi can benefit you. Right. That's the beauty of it, is whether you could even be bound in a wheelchair or not having mobility issues, things, you can still benefit from the results of Tai Chi.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
And that's the whole point. That's what she tells you. It's like, I don't care how out of shape or how invalid you are. Tai Chi for health is something that any human being can do and get benefit. So that's right. That's your message that you kind of spread across the land here. So. But I guess you got some classes coming up. And
I do. I'm adding a very beginning class, although beginners can come into any of the classes.
So people, this is like the class saying, "What's Tai Chi?"
Right. Right. So, are you asking me a question?
No, I'm just saying that's when you say beginner.
Oh,
I'm like, people are like, all right, Tai Chi, I've never heard of that word. All right, tell me what it means. But.
Oh, what it means? Tai Chi is about 1,000 years old. It's from China.
Right.
And there are 5 major families of Tai Chi. And what I teach is Sun style, and it's a little newer, not quite as old.
Okay.
But
it's only like
a few hundred.
Hundreds of years, not thousands of years old.
But Tai Chi originally, there's so much history behind it. But the Kung Fu masters, who were the elite of the emperor's defense warriors, would practice Tai Chi about 2 hours a day before they started their Kung Fu practice.
So it's kind of like they're stretching and warming up for the other trainings.
And deepening the very deep strengthening and getting it all together to where then you could do it fast.
Gotcha.
But this is what they did. And so the Sun style is a little different in that it It's not spread out wide. You see a lot of Tai Chi on TV where the hands are out and there's bending. Sometimes there's getting low to the ground.
Right.
Sun style is more, it's smaller. It's more contained.
Okay.
And it was developed for rehabilitation, for strengthening, for building more chi,
So
which
is it
is
more
energy.
like a foundational or core type, like designed to work on the core parts of your body?
Well, they all are.
Okay.
But this is easier to grasp, and there's no wrong answers.
Gotcha.
But it's really good for beginners. It's good for anyone, actually. But if you're going to start learning Tai Chi, or if you're curious about it, this is the type of class you want to be in.
Gotcha.
Right. And so you were going to ask me a question. Go ahead.
I was just kind of curious, since we're kind of talking about the different styles. Is when we talk the Tai Chi, because it seems like, people when they're practicing Tai Chi, it's very deliberate, very like it almost like, I think part of the genius of how it works is it forces you to slow down and focus purely on the movements and what you're doing, and kind of where it's where when you're working out, sometimes you're even working out to like, all right, I just got to get through this set because it's hurting.
While I'm watching television and all that
where
stuff.
the Tai Chi's like, no. Turn all that nonsense off. We're here. You're focused on moving exactly right. You're breathing, making sure every part of your body's aligned, doing what it's supposed to. I mean, is that kind of where it's
Oh,
where
that's
it's
correct.
more?
It works on many different levels.
Yeah.
It's a very mindfully moving form. So it helps with, that's more of the meditative martial art aspect of it. So, you get more mindful, you get slower. I don't care what you show up with in terms of stress in your life or anxiety or trouble sleeping. And the mental, emotional realms, Tai Chi helps balance that. It helps calm you. It lowers high blood pressure. It's just really wonderful for that aspect. That's not even the truly more physical aspect.
Well, and that's something that, and for folks that don't know, you've had, you like I said, you've been with us for multiple years coming in, and a lot of times you'll bring some of your students with you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you in on a secret. A lot of times the students she brings with her are seniors. And there are people that were one or two, I think, were even in a wheelchair at one point. And through their just Tai Chi and stuff, not only did they come out of the wheelchair, but they're moving. They find their people that were limited in movement are finding less limitations on that movement.
Right.
People, like you said, that are just, when some of those other skills start to decline, this kind of slows that process and even helps regenerate some of that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's the beauty of this.
My youngest student that drops in occasionally is 29. Most of my students are 50, 60, 70, and Bill, who was in last, is 93. 93. Didn't know if that came out right. But so all ages are welcome. And seated people are also welcome. Now, this program, this is actually this Tai Chi for Health Institute has many programs of Tai Chi.
There's many different styles, types.
Yes, for different things.
Depending
Dr.
on what
Lamb
you're trying to do here.
Right. This is the Tai Chi for Health and Arthritis, which is what we call the flagship program. This is the program because Dr. Lamb had arthritis, adolescent rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a medical Western medicine physician, but also does Tai Chi to help his arthritis and other things.
So he's kind of the best of both worlds, bringing the East and the West together for the, which is kind of when just me personally, when it comes to medicine, I'm like all on the table here, because let's face it, you look at, some of the medicine going on there and it's like, well, they've been doing it for thousands of years. Things that don't work aren't done for thousands of years. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, Dr. Lamb and his family arrived in Australia when he was 13, and there was a lot of strife in China at the time, and it was very difficult for his family. So they moved to Australia, and he grew up wanting to be a doctor. He wanted to help people. And when he graduated from medical school, his rheumatoid arthritis was so severe he couldn't really function. So he started taking Tai Chi. It was recommended to take some Tai Chi. So he started just taking Tai Chi classes and couldn't believe at how much better he felt, how it was affecting his mobility, his range of motion, his thinking, his balance. So he ended up stopping his practice and moved to China and studied in depth, immersed himself in Tai Chi for a year. So he learned much about then the Eastern medicine. And then when he got back to Australia, he still spent a few more years trying to integrate them. Yeah, it works, but why does it work from my context? Because he was raised with Western medicine.
Gotcha.
So he finally he finally found the answers to what he needed to know about why this works medically. And then he created with some other peers Tai Chi for Health Institute in the 90s. And it was adopted. This particular program was the first program they offered, and it was adopted nearly immediately by the CDC here in this country, which is a worldwide.
Once they greenlit something, then it puts on everybody's
radar. And I think
radar.
we're in 34 countries now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm internationally certified, which means I can go anywhere in the country because it is the same program wherever you go. You learn how to teach the program. And but anyway, so it's very good for fall prevention, and the Department of Health adopted this program here, New Mexico Department of Health. So it's one of our fall prevention programs.
That's what keeps you busy.
Oh, yeah. And you don't fall because most of us do not fall. I don't care how old you are. You don't fall because you're not strong enough, because you don't know how to walk. We fall because we're not paying attention. Or sometimes the older we get, one of the Tai Chi principles is the golden thread, which is your posture and creating the uprightedness and the head over the neck where it belongs, not sticking out in front. And but many people fall because they're leaning forward and they are actually afraid to fall. And so it affects the posture, and then the not being mindful about how you place your feet. You fall. So anyway, this helps.
Makes sense.
Mindfulness too.
Sure.
But and the Veterans Administration now has adopted the program, the Arthritis Foundation.
Because there's just a track record of proven results from it.
It's evidence based. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
And so the medical world has stepped on board to this program.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where I think, even if the average Joe and Jane out there don't understand, how it works per se, but I just. To me, I think about it, and especially when you were talking about the fall prevention stuff, and it kind of cemented what I'm thinking is that's at the end of the day, I think what the beauty of Tai Chi is it's really forcing all aspects of you to focus on one thing. And, like you were talking about, we don't fall because we're older, we fall because we're not paying attention or and I think that's part of it is even when we work out or do things, we're doing it to get through it or doing it to, because I've got to do it. And you're just kind of going through the motions of working out sometimes. I think where this actually forces you to pay attention to your body, what's going on, seeing, when I do this, my body does this, and forces you to really pay attention to that stuff. And it really is putting your body in tune with yourself.
Right.
And that's where I think Tai Chi is so great and why we're seeing such great results, because I think it forces the body to put everybody on the same page. And it reminds us, oh yeah, we're not all going in the same direction here. Tai Chi says, let's put everybody back in the same direction here. And I think deep down, that's where it is to it. That's the trick to Tai Chi is, not a trick per se, but that kind of the golden key there is it's forcing every part of you to be in sync, working in concert, and once that happens, then the body can do amazing things.
Right.
And I feel
it's not as easy as you would think.
I would guess.
In terms of putting this motion together with this foot and stepping in a particular way, because we get gummy bare feet, and so there's a lot to it. And in terms of the brain health. Not only is there the balancing, the calming, the better breathing, more oxygen, and other things I'll address, but brain health is really important. And they say do crossword puzzles as you get older, keep your brain healthy.
Sure.
But but your thinking will improve because you're asking your brain to do things it's never done before.
Sure.
So we're creating new brain pathways. Actually, neurologically, it improves your brain. So brain injury people are recommended to take Tai Chi.
Excellent.
To help the brain health. Yeah.
It's you wouldn't think of that, but the moment you say it, I'm like, of course it does. It makes sense here. But you wouldn't have thought to apply it to that.
Right.
But once you say it, I'm like, it makes complete sense because Tai Chi's all about getting, like you said, getting everything in concert. And let's face it, the brain's is the central computer of our bodies. It's the thing that tells everything else to do, where it goes, and we, you always hear things about, how we don't use our brain to full potential and things like that. And I feel like these are the pathways to unlock some of those other, what else can our brain do here? What else we got,
Or, oh my gosh,
what
I can't
features?
believe I can't get this right now. What's going on? It's your brain getting in the way. And I just tell people, relax. It's just brain habit.
Sure.
This will happen. But in terms of physical now, can I talk about
Absolutely.
physical? Okay.
Yeah.
So people that are used to doing, and I love weights, and I'm thinking I need to add some more upper body stuff. So weightlifting and whatever your exercise programs are great. What is so powerful about Tai Chi and how deeply strengthening it is in terms of core and muscle usage? Because the movements are circular. We're not there, but you're not doing linear.
They can see it on the TV.
Oh, okay.
But
we're not doing linear weightlifting, which is great, very good. But you're using just a few basic gross muscles, larger muscles.
Gotcha.
But Tai Chi, because it is circular and spiral, it gets into the joints and the very small muscle groups that we don't use much and that we don't exercise.
Makes
and
sense.
it's the smaller muscle groups and the tendon and ligament that doesn't have a lot of blood flow normally. Because we're moving circularly, we bring more nourishment from the blood into the actual joints, and then the waste matter, we need to take the waste matter of cells away.
So it's kind of detoxifying some of those muscles.
And so that's the physical aspect. It truly is amazing how powerful you can get through Tai Chi. But also, it is based on Chinese medicine. So we have Chinese meridians in the body, and you don't have to think about it or believe in it. However, what we know in Tai Chi is that we're also working with organs. When I pass a hand over here, I'm stimulating some of my meridians. So I'm supporting my heart, I'm supporting my lungs, I'm supporting my kidneys and my liver. And so you even have organ improvement. And there's some things that we learn because Sun style Tai Chi, which is what this is, incorporates something called Qigong, which some people have heard. It's another Chinese movement form. It's very gentle and very contained. We throw a little Qigong in Sun style, and it also creates more healing possibility even than some of the other forms of Tai Chi.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be even willing to guess, because once you start doing it on a regular basis, you start seeing like some of the, like you were talking about earlier with some of the movements and everything circular. And so it's getting work to some of the other joints and muscles that sometimes get looked over when you're doing other forms of exercise.
Right.
And by default doing that, it's kind of detoxifying and clearing out some of these areas.
Yeah.
Which end result means, I'm going to guess, people that are dealing with some pain issues, maybe even sleep issues, things like that, they're going to see some of those problems lessen or disappear just by doing Tai Chi in a regular program or regular time frame.
Yeah, sure. So it will improve health. It does help your sleep. There are tools that you learn to help with anxiety. And there's a little of that going around these days.
Absolutely.
So it's very good for anxiety and sleep. And I don't care how I come into a class. Well, coming to class makes me happy anyway. But whatever is happening externally in my environment, I come into class and I feel better mentally and emotionally. I feel better in my body. I feel stronger. And it stays with me much of the day. And if it doesn't, I'll do a little bit of an open close, which is good for anxiety and blood pressure and all that stuff. And it's just during COVID, kind of saved my life.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
It could have. And I
was a cool cookie.
Well, And here's the thing too, it's a lot of the stuff you teach and do, you can do anywhere at any time. You don't so like if you're at the office or you're at home, you know, and you're not able to jump up and do all, but there's some stuff you can do at the desk or while you're in a small confined space, you know. If you're traveling on an airplane here in the next couple of weeks here, there's things you can do that help you get through those
great.
things.
I'm glad you brought that up.
So it's not, you know, it's not just, oh, I take the class 3 times, twice a week or whatever it is. You know, you could do this stuff at home on the daily and the regular at just your everyday life and have your navigating through life when you have these moments of, you know, of issues. Sometimes there are things you can do through Tai Chi that kind of recenter you and just kind of, all right, let me focus me back on what my task at hand and not deal so much with the thing that was bothering me earlier.
You just keep bringing these things up that I forget to mention. That's great. I did a whole lot of traveling for a while, back and forth across the country, seeing family and such. And I've done different movement forms for many years of my life that helped me. And I realized I want to get back to Tai Chi because I'd had a little bit of it when I was in massage school 35 years ago. And,
just a week or two ago.
And that I could get out of the car at the park in Oklahoma off the highway, and I can do some things to help my back and my shoulders and my mind, and you know. So I started investigating Tai Chi again, and that's when I found. And I wanted to teach something I've taught movement therapy to other people, but this is something that people kind of know, and there's a little more interest and willingness to take a look to your average person who doesn't know some of the other forms that I know. But so when I found the Department of Health was actually helping us get trained internationally through the Institute, they were collaborating with the Institute to teach this, to teach us to teach other people. Of course, there's nothing like being a teacher to help you.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm very grateful that I came by
Absolutely.
this.
But then, too, as a teacher, you're always growing and learning, too. Sure. So I imagine it by default forces you to push your own envelopes and boundaries and do things that maybe are out of your comfort zone.
That's right.
Kind of thing.
That's
but if you're just learning about this and you're thinking, this is something I need to do, good news is Monty's been doing this for years and is always offering classes and things to help you start your journey towards a better you, a healthier you, a better feeling you. You know, New Year's resolution season's right around the corner, and we all know what happens there 99% of the time. This is something that you can do that will actually be I'm not a fan of resolutions for that very reason, but this would be one you probably can stick with because this is for all levels it doesn't matter if you're Mr. or Mrs. Olympian or I haven't seen a physical education activity in 30 years. It doesn't matter where you're at. Tai Chi is going to benefit you. It will provide you because it's at your level. It's wherever you are. If you can only move your neck, then guess what? We can benefit from that.
That's right. That's true.
If you have full movement, then we're going to benefit from that too. That's where Tai Chi can help. So.
Exactly. And I'm going to give you some information about classes and such in a minute. But I want to also speak to if you do need to be seated. People tend to think, oh, I can't do Tai Chi because my balance is bad or because I don't feel too strong or I can't do it. And Americans are kind of funny and silly like that because it's like, I have to know how to do something before I get into the class. No. You come learn.
We are the people that brush our teeth for 10 minutes before we go to the dentist for a cleaning. We clean our houses before the housekeeper comes to clean the house.
That's right. That's so stupid. But anyway, so I want to just mention seated. Seated Tai Chi, I have to tell you, is actually my favorite. I love to teach it.
You can do it anywhere, too.
You can do it. I mean, it's true. But you can do standing anywhere. You just don't know. But nobody else knows what you're doing. But
people think you have to go to the bathroom or something.
But I encourage people, for instance, if you have bad knees and you want your knees to be stronger, start with seated. But seated is another level above standing, especially as you're beginning. Once you become more intermediate, you can actually access all this stuff easily when you're standing, all the stuff, the musculature. But seated, it is quite a robust workout. I start sweating when I do seated because we are pressing. We're not just lifting like you do in other chair exercises.
Gotcha.
We are twisting. We are seated. We are upright. We're doing this great breath. We're pressing against the floor. You're accessing even your glutes in a way that sometimes people have to work at finding when they're standing. And the glutes is the biggest back muscle. And we kind of forget about that.
Sure.
So don't poo-poo even doing seated. If you feel like you must or you might be interested, it is a powerful exercise program.
Well, and how many of your clients have also, they started only be able to do seated stuff.
Right.
But because they did that, now they're doing the standing stuff because guess what? They've got more flexibility. They've got more movement. They've got just an overall better feeling body.
Right.
Yeah.
I had one client or student who was, 70s for sure. But she had balance issues, and she was a seated student. She said, this is helping me so much with my balance. You know how I can tell? I said, no. She said, well, before when I would paint my toenails, which she would have to hold on and this is how she did it. She'd put her foot up on the toilet seat and she'd be hanging on to stuff and I would be a wreck. I'd look like a massacre. My feet. Oh God, I don't ever do my own feet. But she said, now I can just stand there with one foot up on the toilet seat, one foot and do my toenails. That's a really big shift.
Absolutely.
In your balance, that you're strong in your core, that you can do that. And that was from seated. So, yeah.
And those are the victories of people. And I also think it just gives your body confidence to do. Like you were saying earlier, people don't want to try unless they know they can do it. And I think at some point, this actually overcomes that because the seated exercises and things not only made her body physically better, but her mind and gave her the confidence. So she's like, shoot, I could do this no problem now, and so what else can I do?
Right.
And so that's where the mind and body all start to get on the same team here a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
And we have a lot of fun. We're very cool people. We're fun. We're very friendly, and we have fun. We end up being a family.
I guarantee anybody's going to benefit from it if you give it an honest effort and come in willing to learn. I guarantee when you're done after your first session, you're going to see an improvement in your way you feel and just an understanding of where your path goes next on this too.
Right. And the Veterans Administration has adopted this now because they see the benefit with even paralysis. So there is always something that improves, and we use our mind. One of the things that we always do is one of the principles. If you can't complete a movement, and it could be lifting your leg, it could be, you think of it. You think of the movement, and athletes do this. Olympians do this. Football players do this. Because when you actually think of something, of a movement, you're stimulating the neurology and the musculature and the blood flow, and you are already creating that movement, which makes you move towards physically
makes sense
doing it.
I would even argue that it's no different than like if you're reading a book or doing a research paper or something. Your brain's kind of doing the same thing just for that task, if that makes sense. And so your body is doing the exact same thing, but for a physical nature thing, not a mental thing, so to speak.
There's a training program coming up, Mike.
Okay. But it just all makes sense when you think about it in those terms. It's we as human beings have created some great inventions and done, some amazing things on this earth.
Indeed.
But at the end of the day, we still haven't beat the human body. The human body is still one of the greatest mysteries and inventions of our time here. And we're still learning its capabilities and what it can do and all of that stuff. And this all helps us get to those levels and to see what's next here. So please sign up for these classes. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about classes.
Okay.
You know what? With the holidays around the corner, if you want to give the gift of health here, this is a great sign up your family members or yourself. Do it together. Sign up for classes together. Make that as your Christmas gift. We're gonna, maybe you're into that resolution thing. Well, set yourself up for success with your resolution by actually signing up and doing things that's proactive towards that goal.
Yeah. So. Good. Very good. Thank you. So these are my Roswell classes. I also teach in Ruidoso.
Okay.
And I'll talk about that in a minute. So we're adding the very beginning Roswell class right now. and it's going to be starting on the first Monday, which is the 8th, I think, in January.
Okay. I think it's the same day all the kids go back to school, right around that time.
Yeah. So the beginning class is at 1:30.
Okay.
And if you are brand new to Tai Chi, I suggest you take that class. Now, that is only the beginning at 1:30 on Mondays.
Okay.
And I also invite people, because twice a week is really good, I invite those beginning people to come into the Thursday class, which is at 3:30.
Okay.
Now, the Thursday class is just a basic, ongoing class. So you're learning the very beginning breakdowns on Monday at 1:30.
So you kind of learn the techniques on Monday and putting it into practice on Thursday.
Exactly. And then Thursday you join the others. It is a basic Tai Chi for Health class. And then I also teach at 2:30, and I have some other students that have not come back after COVID. So if you're listening, I'm telling you, we also have the 2:30 to 3:30
Come on back.
Monday class. We have 1:30 to 2:30
Wear your mask
beginning.
if you feel better, whatever you got to do, but we're having
2:30 to 3:30 is what we're calling the intermediate class.
So some people that maybe have a little bit of experience.
Yeah,
maybe
they got the forms.
Maybe
They might forget them, but they'll be fine.
Maybe they took for beginners last year.
Right,
and now they're ready for the next level. Yeah.
And then also on Thursday, I should have done Monday, 1:30, 2:30 beginning, 2:30, 3:30 intermediate. Thursdays is the 3:30 is the ongoing basic class for anybody. And then from 4:30 to 5, I'm doing the Tai Chi 2.
Okay.
Which is you have to have the first part. So if
Gotcha.
you haven't had any of the first part,
Can't have Tai Chi
but we have
2 without
different
one.
levels, and that's very cool. It's very accessible. So I teach at Salvation Army.
Okay.
And if this is your first time you come and you think, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I don't want to pay him. Come to your first class. If you end up saying, I just cannot stand this class, then it's free to you, a gift from me. Happy New Year.
Guarantee, though, you're probably not going to say that because
I doubt it.
she's going to show you
Nobody
some
ever
things.
does that.
And you're going to be like, this
But
is useful.
it's okay. Oh,
Yeah.
it's okay. Yeah. So from then on, people can either pay per class or I let them pay per month.
Okay.
So you can pay per class, which is $10, or
Okay.
you can pay per month.
Whatever's kind of more convenient for you.
Well, it's a little cheaper if you pay per month.
Okay.
And if you're not going to be there for all the classes, well, prepay to save money, what you're going to be if you're going out of town, whatever.
Yeah, if you got vacation plans or whatever.
And a lot of people get paid monthly, and so it seems to work commitment-wise easier for people
Good deal.
per month.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So how, if you please reach out, sign up. Probably there's several different ways that you can sign up here.
Yep.
You can always call her at 575-626-7150. Again, that's 575-626-7150. You can always shoot an email. Health First, that's health1st at yahoo.com. Or check out the Tai Chi for Health Institute.org website as well, too.
Yes.
And that way, if you want to learn a little bit more about the Tai Chi Institute, the kind of go a little bit more in depth
And
in
the
what we're
programs.
talking about, that's
Yeah.
probably your best resource. Go
Right,
there.
and I'm on there. If you're looking for instructors that are certified, then you'll find me.
Yeah,
My
so
contact there.
That way, you can learn a little bit more,
Yeah.
but kind of, do your own little reading and research on some of the what's behind the scenes going on with Tai Chi and what like you said, there's different styles and forms and different ways, different types to meet different needs.
Right.
And so learn a little bit about that because maybe your needs are a little bit different than someone else on that. And so maybe what you do in Tai Chi is going to be a little different than what someone else does.
Right,
And
right,
So that's the beauty of it.
Right. And I am on Facebook, and my last name is Manchego,
Yes.
Manchego.
I just call her Marty because that's
Marty is easy. It's easy. Yeah. But M. Manchego, you'll find me. And I do post I post my classes as an event.
Okay.
And so I make them public. So if you just look up Tai Chi for Health,
Yeah,
you'll
maybe
find
tack in a Roswell and
Roswell,
that we can get more specific on the Roswell stuff.
But yeah, I'll come up for sure.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah. And can I talk about Rio Doso
Absolutely,
for a minute?
because we do have our Redoso listeners too. So.
Yes, right. And I am teaching at the Faithful Fern.
Okay.
And I have to say I forgot my poster for that, so I don't have the exact address, but it's Faithful Fern.
Okay.
If anybody goes to Rio Doso, it's across from the postal annex where they're
Okay.
now. And
so in the heart of
Rosemary's,
downtown there.
the Rosemary, yeah, it's Midtown, I guess.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Herb Store, it's in that same complex.
Good deal.
There's a pizza place.
So you can go
it's across from the Cornerstone Bakery.
Oh.
A little advertisement for them. But anyway,
so
Faithful Fern.
There are temptations nearby.
Oh, goodness. Good food. But my classes there are once a week at this point. It's on Thursdays, and it's noon to 1 on Thursdays.
Good. So for folks in Ruidoso, or maybe have family there, tell them. Tell the words. If maybe you're here, but you got some family up in Ruidoso that could benefit this, spread the word. Let them know Monty's also there too.
Right. And the Department of Health has this information also. So call the local office here because, of course, Department of Health highly recommends this program.
Absolutely.
So,
well, there's a reason the CDC, the Department of Health, the Veterans Administration are all
Arthritis Foundation
are all stepping up to do.
Yeah.
And I was thinking here in the 9 o'clock hour we have the Alzheimer's Association. I would bet some of their folks could probably find some benefits.
As a
from Tai
matter
Chi.
of fact, I went on a sojourn during COVID. What a brave person to go see family back east. But I was in South Carolina for a while, staying with a friend of mine with my little camper on her place. And her dad has Alzheimer's, and it was the senior facility there. And it's just, I'm going to stay here for an extra month to teach this program. And it was seated, although all of them are mobile, except one, but they were ambulatory, I guess I should say. But the attention needed to be seated for their mental capacities.
Sure. Yeah,
they were lovely. They loved it. And I got the most glowing letter from the administrator because she popped in to see the class. And I could have run for president on that letter. I saved it. But, it does work with dementia.
Yeah.
I mean,
I to be honest, I don't think we understand all the different ways it could help.
Right.
I think we're still learning that, to be honest.
Right.
So. Monty, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And
A
Merry
pleasure.
Christmas if I don't see you
Merry
between now and
Christmas.
then. And we will
Happy
see you
New
in
Year.
a hopefully prosperous 2024 here.
Right. Very good. Thank
Good deal.
you.
Thank you. All right, 7:57, quick break before news. Don't go away.
Merry Christmas from everyone at National Furniture Liquidators in Roswell. Now through Christmas, drop off toys at NFL's 203 East McGaffey location in Roswell and receive Santa-sized discounts. Drop off one toy, get 10% off. Drop off 2 toys, get 20% off. Drop off 3 toys, get 30% off. You get the idea. Drop off up to 5 toys and get 50% off. All the toys will be given away this Christmas. Merry Christmas from everyone at National Furniture Liquidators, 203 East McGaffey in Roswell.
Taking the first steps to getting mental health care can be difficult, but you aren't alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our compassionate team of experts specialize in behavioral and mental health services for teenagers and adults. If you or someone you love needs help, don't wait. We're committed to understanding your unique needs and creating a treatment plan that's right for you. Request an appointment at our Artesia or Carlsbad offices by visiting artesiageneral.com/you matter.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Project C3PO at Eastern New Mexico University Roswell is celebrating a successful year of the Connecting Minority Communities grant to increase broadband internet services for all of Chaves County by deploying hotspots. An additional 380 hotspots will be given away to students 18 and older, community members, and small businesses during the Hotspots and Holidays Deployment and Training Celebration, Wednesday, December 20th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Instructional Technology Center on the ENMU Roswell campus. You're invited to join in the celebration with a free hotspot, food, fun, and maybe a photo or two. For more information, call 833-806-6432 or 575-624-7396.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by visiting our website, nationalguard.com/NM.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio. KEND Roswell.
Legislation sets aside more than $1 billion $1 million for additional barriers. Police are also authorized to arrest suspected illegal aliens entering the country between ports of entry. And President Biden is getting squeezed from both sides in talks over the border.
The White House is getting an earful from both Republicans and Democrats as the Biden administration tries to secure emergency aid for Ukraine. Republicans, who have insisted on immigration changes in order to approve more money for Ukraine, are criticizing the president daily about increased border crossings. But the administration also is drawing outrage from Democrats and immigrant advocates who are unhappy the White House is considering a revival of Trump-like policies. Greg Clugston, Washington.
77% of those surveyed for a new Monmouth University poll disapprove of the job that Congress is doing.
On the House side, the new Republican Speaker Mike Johnson starts off his tenure with a net negative approval among all American adults, with 17% approving of his job performance and 31% disapproving. House Democrat Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries fared slightly better with a 21% approval rating and 22% disapproving.
And that's correspondent Edwin Mora. A federal appeals court has rejected former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' attempt to move his trial in the Georgia election interference case to federal court. Paying a visit to Israel, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin insisting that the U.S. does stand with the Jewish state in its war on Hamas in Gaza. Same time, though, he's urging the Israelis to take extra care to avoid civilian casualties. Wall Street, the Dow's up 133 points, NASDAQ ahead 35. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Donald Trump's indictment. Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
10 countries, including the U.S., have formed a coalition to protect merchant shipping in the Red Sea from stepped-up attacks by Iran-backed Houthi rebels.
The Red Sea accounts for about 12% of global trade, and it's a vital link between Asia, Europe, and North America. And so there's been an increased number of attacks from the Houthi rebels from Yemen since October, and it's forced companies to consider alternatives, including avoiding the route altogether, going around Africa, which has added 2 weeks to shipping times. But the biggest impact has been on the global economy, where shipping insurance has doubled.
The BBC's Shingan Yoka. The national security trial of Hong Kong activist publisher Jimmy Lai has entered its second day. The presiding judges may rule by the end of the week on his lawyer's bid to throw out a sedition charge been increasingly used to target dissent. News and analysis at townhall.com. How to keep teens on the straight and narrow.
The new Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report finds that teen girls who have not had sex tend to have two things in common: faith and family. And the most common reason behind this is their beliefs that premarital sex violates their religion and morals. The main reason most commonly chosen by female teens for not having had sex was that it was against their religion or morals, followed by they haven't found the right person. More than 1 in 4 teenage males who have not had sex said the most important reason was their religious beliefs. Keith Peters reporting.
Finding that speed is of the essence when it comes to delivering those holiday gifts you ordered, big retailers, Walmart and Target among them, are investing in ways to shorten delivery times. Also looking to better compete with Amazon, which has set the standard for lightning-fast shipping. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Deuce. Trying to get festive over here.
All right. Got a sweater on and everything.
That's right.
He's full on festive. Happy festive Tuesday.
So I got to ask, have you ever pulled... I pulled maybe the ultimate... I don't know if it's a slimy move, but it feels like it is.
Okay.
So I got my friend, I gave her present yesterday, because they're going to be going out of town, as am I, for Christmas.
Right.
So we kind of did an early holiday thing. So I asked her this morning, I said, hey, can I ask you a really crappy friend question? She goes, yeah. I said, can I get that bag back? I'm thinking my secret Santa gift will fit in the bag I gave you, and can I get that bag back? She's like, that's not really a slime. I'm like, yeah, but it feels like it is. Like, hey, here's that present. So now about that bag. Because she even mentioned, she's like, oh, that's pretty. You made it look pretty, you know? Because I usually am like, here, it's like a shopping bag.
You're like
yeah.
brown.
I am the epitome of guy in trash bag full of clothes on vacation. Had it not been for just a few years of marriage refinement and being like gifted a suitcase.
The Roswell Daily Record wrapping decor is not my normal motif.
All you do is you take the wrapping paper, you wrap it over the thing, and you twist it at the ends so it looks like a giant piece of candy or a Christmas cracker.
Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
So did you get the bag back?
I will be getting it back.
All right. Well, we'll see it at lunch today.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, today is our annual Christmas party here at the radio station.
Semi-annual.
Yeah, that's right.
It happens every now and again.
Yeah. It depends if we feel like it.
COVID was sort of like one of those, does anybody really want to celebrate? Nah, all right.
Yeah, it was kind of, now it's tradition, full on. But yeah, we'll be having our Christmas party today. Big thank you to the fine folks at Dion's.
Yes.
Well, they may regret that decision. We'll see here in a little bit. But yeah, we'll be there later today. And of course, we do some would call it the white elephant gift, mean Santa, depending on whatever circles you call that. But basically, we do a gift exchange and the premise is the same, where everyone draws a number, and then the person who draws one picks a gift first, and they open the gift, and then number 2 can steal the gift or pick another gift. And usually we have like a limit of like 3 steals for something. And then I can't remember. The rules have changed over the years. The first person who
picks gets to go through and if they want to exchange.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the party I went to over the weekend, we did an ornament exchange, and I was number 1.
Oh.
So I knew I was going to get the pick of the litter at the end. And sure enough, I got the one that I wanted. It's in my car. I'll bring it up next hour so you can check it out.
Good deal.
It's I was watching it the whole time. I'm like, that's mine. I'm going to get that.
Did they have a number of steal limits on there?
We did 2. Yeah, it was 2 steals.
Okay.
Yeah. And it got stolen right before I was about to get it, so I'm like,
oh, it's going to be stolen out.
What's funny is when the person who picked out the ornament got theirs back, when I stole it from them, she said when she was buying it, Sean's going to steal this. And she was right.
Yeah. You ever get someone mad at you over those?
Dude, that's the thing is okay, it's all in fun. It's supposed to be all in fun.
But then you got them humbugs out there that every single year will find something to complain about. I can successfully say this without calling the person out. One of my exes, that way, every time we would leave a Christmas party, she would complain. And she hated the game. Like, she couldn't stand playing it. She'd play every year, but she couldn't stand playing it.
Wow. Get mad, get salty.
Never got what she wanted.
I'll never forget, and this was like one of my wife's work Christmas parties.
Mm-hmm.
It was years ago. And they did the Mean Santa thing. And I got to a point where my gift got stolen like 3 times. And there was like this one gift, and this guy clearly wanted to keep it. And it was basically one of those shortbread cookie tins filled with scratch-off lottery tickets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good present.
Right. I wanted that because I had some foo-foo garbage that I didn't like, and I'm like, and that guy legit got salty that I stole his gift. Like, he didn't, like, I think he wanted to fight me in the parking lot later. So mad. And I've never seen someone literally get that angry over a Mean Santa exchange.
Well,
it was somebody's husband. I have no idea who it was, but he got so salty with me because I wanted them lottery tickets. I'm like, sorry, this is how the game's played. This is what I'm doing. But he was butthurt.
Most of the time that somebody gets angry is because they've put in more than they feel they got back in value.
Yeah, well,
that's half the time. They're like, well, I feel like my gift was better than way better than what I got.
If you go in thinking that, you're going to be disappointed every time anyway.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I like calling a white elephant rather than Mean Santa, because we're not trying to be mean. We're just, most of us are just trying to exchange bottles of booze.
Well, rest assured, my people of my company, I went with the tradition that I know is going to, I know the hits. I played the hits this time.
This is just something that kind of sort of irritates me about alcohol in general.
Mm-hmm.
Can we stop selling, like, in the stores, selling mason jars of liquor?
Well, that's like a trendy thing.
I know, but it's so stupid. You cannot pour successfully out of a mason jar. If you're going to like a party or something, you get to pick up the peach moonshine or whatever, which I've done. Your table is going to be a sticky mess by the end of the thing unless you have like a giant container with which to just dump.
I think, to be honest, you're supposed to drink out the jar.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's if you're consuming your liquor in a jar, you're supposed to drink it out of the jar.
Yeah, but if you were trying to be classy here, and
again, we're talking about a jar of liquor. There's nothing classy about this scenario.
Barn parties, man. There's an element of decorum. Haven't you ever been to a party where there's a giant wooden door that just slides open?
Yeah. It's a jar of liquor.
I'm just saying, post-COVID, I'm not looking to pass a jar around to anybody.
To be honest, I think people that consume jars of liquor aren't concerned about those kinds of things.
A jar really probably shouldn't be a measurement of liquor with which you consume. How much alcohol would you say you have? I'd like 3 jars, three or 4 jars a week.
What are we talking, like jelly jars?
When you say jar, it really does.
Family size jar? What are we talking here?
That opens it up because you could say like 5 or 6 fifths. That makes sense.
Well, and let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bit of a weird mark because it's convenience and the jar, the moonshine, it's a whole thing.
Right.
But one of the coolest things as a kid I always loved was when people had mason jars for drinking vessels.
Which I agree with. If as glasses, sure.
But all I'm saying is jarred liquor is just encouraging young people because I never been so excited to drink out of jars when I was a kid. As an adult, I don't care. It's contributing to the minors.
It is true. It is sort of a hinting behavior. Of course, then again, so is, if we extrapolated, Big League Chew.
Oh yeah, that was totally a gateway for dipping or tobacco.
Oh, here's a fun fact. In the original Christmas Story, in the dream sequence where Peter Billingsley, Ralphie's character, is shooting the gun and all that, The props director or the props master for the show, for the movie, gave Peter Billingsley actual chewing tobacco in that scene. He got sick, and they had to delay filming for several hours before he could come back on set. And then they eventually used raisins. They cut raisins up.
That sounds gross too.
Yeah. It was raisins and then coffee grounds, I think is what it was, to simulate the brown spit.
Speaking of props in that movie, this has bugged me for years.
Okay.
You know when he says, "Oh, fudge," and then he gets in trouble, and the next scene they show him in the bathroom with the bar of soap.
Yep.
I don't think that's a bar of soap in his
It's not.
It looks like a soap case.
It's wax.
It looks like a case of soap, like the case that the soap comes in.
What they had tried, I love that I just watched a thing about this, so I actually like that I'm knowledge. So what they tried at first was white chocolate.
Okay.
But it kept melting.
Okay.
And it couldn't hold its shape. So what they got was the bar of soap was basically shaped into wax. And what he's got in his mouth is wax.
It just looked fake. It didn't look like soap to me. It looked like I thought it was a soap case.
They said that
it looks like a plastic case that you put travel soap in or something.
But it was not soap. It was wax.
Okay, so that would for years. I'm like, that doesn't even look like soap.
Matter of fact, the props guy that I was watching, which Scott Prop and Roll on YouTube if you ever get a chance, they were kind of upset at the soap. He said, for years this has bugged me. He said, because I would have made a bar of soap that looks at least sort of like the bar of soap.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that out of what you could have even taken the wax and shaped it.
Yeah.
He said it felt lazy on the part of
it was colored wrong. It was very red, if I
Right.
remember right. Who's got red soap? And honestly,
it was like Suds Ahoy, or I can't remember what the name of the brand of the soap was, but
it looked fake. It didn't look like. Make it blue, make it white, make it soap colored. You know, or green.
The only other prop piece that I got from that movie was the frozen tongue scene.
Mm-hmm.
The way they did that was a vacuum tube. There's a hole in the pole with it's connected to a vacuum tube. So when he sticks his tongue on the pole, the vacuum tube is holding his tongue in place.
Okay,
which is why he was able to do the pull away
do
scene.
the pull scene and keep. Excellent. Is our guest here?
I hear voices.
I hear voices too.
I do most of the time, but I'm hearing other voices. I hear unfamiliar voices.
Yes. I can't tell. I know Jocelyn's here, but I can't tell if our guests are here or not. So, very good. Yes. I couldn't tell. So, is that Tamara?
Sorry.
All right. Looks like our guests are here, so we can wrap up our discussion. But point was, it didn't look like soap.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point. And for years, that's bugged me. I've always said it doesn't look like soap. Looks like a soap case.
I'm telling you, it's fascinating when you find out what props are actually made of.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how they put things like that together.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't use sugar glass anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it actually turns out that was almost as dangerous as regular glass, leaving shards and other things. They use a polymer, like a resin now.
Okay.
Almost across the board. You can't eat it, but you can. It crushes just as well.
Good. So if it works nicely broken over your head.
Mm-hmm. Prop knowledge.
Very good. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Pretty nice daytime highs, though, and fairly light wind. Low to mid-60s for the afternoon temperature. And then tonight, maybe a few clouds drifting through. We're in the upper 30s. And then some sun and some clouds again on Wednesday. Low to mid-60s. Fair for Thursday. Then maybe a shower or two on Friday. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79% with winds currently out of the west at 3 miles per hour. Partly cloudy today. Expect a high near 60. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy tonight, early, then gradually becoming mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 38 degrees with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, increasing clouds with a high of 63. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, there's rain chances, a 30% chance of showers, mainly after midnight. Skies will be cloudy with an overnight low of 45 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. 20% chance at some rain showers Thursday before noon, so in the morning hours. Partly cloudy with a high of 62. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny and a high of 63. Friday night, got some good chances of rain, 40% chance of showers, mainly after midnight. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 42. Saturday, 50% chance at showers. Partly cloudy otherwise with a high of 61. For Christmas Eve Sunday, mostly sunny, 61 for a high. And for your Christmas Day, mostly sunny with highs right around 54 degrees. All right, it is 8:20. Turns out our guest wasn't here, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back here, and we'll see if our guest comes. If not, we'll have an interview back up to play here. So, quick break. We'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I read a quote once that said, "When you blame others, you give up your power to change." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
We all want to play the victim at times. It even feels good to feel sorry for ourselves. But that puts a lid on our life. It stunts our growth, it damages our marriages, and if you have children, it can even hurt them.
It can seem like a daunting task to take responsibility for our actions. But the Bible says in Philippians 4:13, we can do everything through Christ who gives us strength.
If you've never experienced the love of God, then you don't know your true potential and don't know who God is. When you're feeling like a victim, turn to God. He'll give you the strength to move beyond yourself and help you have a victorious marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
The holidays are here, and the Honey Depot is on Santa Watch. The Honey Depot is the little store with so much more. You'll find sleighfuls of amazing one-of-a-kind gift items for everyone, even the humbugs on your list. It's a veritable winter wonderland of decor and gifts. Everything from candles to soaps, books, Bible study journals, home decor, children's toys, stocking stuffers, local honey, seasonings, candies, and more. Open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30, Saturdays 10 to 6, and Sundays 1 to 6 at 104 West Hermosa Drive in Artesia. Before Santa slides down your chimney, slide on in. Merry Christmas from the Honey Depot.
Do you feel like time is running out for your to-do list? Don't let wisdom teeth get in your way. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. Wisdom teeth can cause you pain and a lot of unnecessary downtime. Patients appreciate the ease of wisdom teeth removal while they are comfortable and relaxed in our office. Call us today to schedule your wisdom teeth removal with sedation, and let us take the stress out of the situation.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 575-622-4455.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job. Fergalicious.
Life is better when you can just be. Be yourself. Be worry-free. Be at your best. Now you can be confident knowing the health insurance you find through Be Well & M has you covered for checkups, prescriptions, and more. Be Well & M can help connect you to a plan that may cost as little as $10 a month. It's time for you to be happy, be healthy, be insured. Let Be Well & M connect you to a health plan that's right for you and your wallet so you can just be. Call 1-833-2-BE-WELL or visit BeWellNM.com.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by visiting our website, nationalguard.com/NM.
Let's face it, guys. We're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Extension Office, Drew Garnett back with us. Morning, Drew.
Good morning. Happy to be back.
Happy Merry Christmas here. We're less than a week away, and everything's exciting going on here for Christmas and all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the hustle and bustle, and, it's a lot of fun.
Of course, a lot of people travel in this time of year, and I want to remind folks that if you have your pecans and all that, don't be driving them things around and stuff. There's still quarantines on all that stuff.
So a lot of people are going to be wanting to take their pecans out, give them to family as Christmas gifts. Remember, if you're going back west with your pecans, we are in a quarantine, so you need to get your pecans checked.
Yep.
Stick your pecans in your freezer for 14 days before you send them west.
Which is really a tricky thing now because we're already less than 14
I know.
to Christmas.
Now if you can...
but hold off a little bit. Belated Christmas.
Hold off. And, make it a Happy New Year's gift to them.
Yeah.
And so... or if you had them shelled already. If you had them shelled, as long as you went through a licensed sheller, someone who's been certified through NMDA...
Someone who looks for those things when they shell, yes.
Yeah, they've been certified that they know how to look for those pecan weevils in your pecans. So if you've done that, you should be good. And so, but do pay attention because NMDA is getting really serious with those fines. Right now, they have a very positive outlook that how Chavez County is going with our awareness, with people looking for them, that we have potential to get off the quarantine list.
The numbers are going down.
Not anytime soon, but
we're going in the right direction.
A long process, but we are headed in the right direction.
Well, good.
So that is a good thing. So we need to keep that up, keep that monitoring up. Look at your pecans, check them out, keep them in the freezer.
And by the way, if you do turn up that you do have weevils, call the extension office.
Yes.
They can teach you how to make the traps and all the stuff you need.
Yes, and there are a lot of insects that look very similar to the weevil. So if you're curious, give me a shout. Bring it into the office. Send me a picture, whichever way is easiest for you. But definitely let me take a look at it because there are some that look similar that aren't the weevil and don't have to worry about. But if you do have the weevil, we want to find it. We want to get rid of that sucker.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just it's a royal pain.
Yes,
and unfortunately, we'd hate to ruin your Christmas gifts by doing.
I know those pesky rules, but they are helpful. And like I've kind of said in the past, I mean, this can cost some of our producers $30,000 to $40,000 annually.
Well, that's just it. This is one of those things that if you shirk it, you are hurting the industry. You are hurting. If you want to ensure that we have access to pecans and everything else, you need to do your part and be meticulous about just don't send this stuff without getting it inspected, without making sure that what you're sending is a clean, safe product.
Yes, and that's it. It's because New Mexico, we're number 2 generally in pecan production. We're right there with Georgia every year. Georgia is usually number 1. But Texas has more acreage of pecans by a large amount than New Mexico, but we outproduce Texas. And this is one of the reasons why, is because throughout most of the state, we don't have these same pest issues that they have in Texas or some of the native range that pecans come from. And so that's why we here in New Mexico got so serious about the quarantine and really trying to eradicate and stop the weevil from spreading.
Yeah, so please do your part and help us out. And hopefully, in a few years, we laugh and like, remember that time we had to do all that? Nah, not anymore.
Now it's just Eddie and Lee County, and we get to laugh at them. Just kidding. Anybody listening from Eddie or Lee, just kidding.
But please do your part here. But that being said, this time of year is actually gearing up for the busy time of year for the Chaves County Extension Office. Of course, when we ring in the new year here in a couple of weeks, that kind of sets the clock for a lot of new things or starting of things.
Yes.
Through the extension office here.
Oh, yeah. We have a lot coming up. I mean, we don't really slow down. So with on the ag side of things, we have the Master Gardeners is starting back up. So the next offering of the Master Gardener course to become a Master Gardener, if you are interested, please come on down to the office and sign up. So the next offering starts in the middle of January.
Okay.
And so they have between now and the middle of January. If you are looking for a last-minute Christmas gift for somebody who loves gardening or wants to learn how to keep their garden green, their lawn green, now is the time to get them that information. And so get them signed up as a Master Gardener
Now,
through
this
our
class
office.
is not for beginners. Like if
No, it is.
Oh, it is? Okay, I thought
anybody.
this was you had to be a little bit more knowledgeable to do this.
No,
Okay.
this course is one of those that transcends kind of any level. And so you could be a very newbie beginner. Or you could be
I
a
thought this
very
one you had to be
experienced gardener.
You had to go a little bit before you started.
And I think that's a common misconception with it, too, because it is a lot of information. It comes at you pretty heavy. But they really do a great job of breaking it down and spreading it out over 16 weeks to get you that information. And then on top of it, after you finish the course, you can go back and look at the information again. So it's not like you see it once and then you better remember
you better
it.
know it or you're never going to learn it again.
No, because even I would struggle with that. I mean, I'm not a good memorizer, right? And so it really is great that you can go back and access that.
And I think a lot of the stuff you're learning is by experience. Like
yes.
you learn the knowledge, but you absorb it by practicing.
Yeah, then you take it out and you utilize it. And that's how any information, I mean, if you don't utilize that information on a regular basis, it goes out the window.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that I've forgotten already from school because I haven't used it in a while.
Exactly.
And so I'll get those questions and I have to go back to my old college notes or whatever and find that information again.
But sign up. Now's the time to sign up. The class does fill up. So
actually, it's because it is online now.
Okay.
So it's an online offering. Now
you're allowed to do more people. Have more people sign up. Okay,
we really have unlimited. So if the whole town of Roswell,
all the rules I'm talking about are about the window
now. Yeah.
Good.
So it's fantastic, and we're really trying to grow our chapter. So right now we have 19 very active members. And we already have, I believe it's 10 individuals who have signed up for the next round of the Master Gardeners. We're actually kind of challenging ourselves to have the highest sign up of anybody in the state. And that's going to be tough because we're dealing with Bernalillo and some of those other larger.
Have a population advantage over us here, yeah.
So come on, Chavis, it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Absolutely. Well, put it this way: we got more people probably interested in master gardening.
I think so
here than the city folks.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so. And so I think it's a great program. You really do learn a lot. You get a lot of great, valuable information.
Although the city dwellers will probably benefit from it more.
You know, they do because they learn how to really grow in small space and how to really maximize the use. But we've actually had quite a few producers or farmers who have taken this course and found it very useful in their production system,
imagine on the commercial side, you probably get a bunch of benefits for people that are doing this for a living. You know, they get a lot of tips and knowledge from this class. So.
Because, you know, even in some cases, you get into a rhythm of what you've been doing and what you've always done, and you know it's good, but then this kind of reminds you of why it's good or what you're doing or even little ways that you can tweak it or make your system more efficient and maximize your input to output ratio. Yeah.
So, again, when's the classes start?
So it'll be the middle of January.
Okay.
And so if you sign up now to the middle of the second week in January is kind of the best time. And so it'll start that weekend of, oh, gosh, I got to look up the date again.
Probably like the 15th or something.
So So the I believe it's the 14th, 15th is when it starts up. And so that is really the best time to sign up is before the 12th.
Okay. What is the cost for the class?
So it's $100, and that just pays for the course itself.
Okay.
So that helps cover the cost of putting that together. They tweak it every year. They update it every year. They have new speakers every year. A lot of the same topics, but you get a refreshed kind of view on it. Any new research that's gone on gets into it. Things like that. And then on top of it, if you maintain your volunteer hours with the chapter, with the local Master Gardener chapter, then you maintain access to that information for as long as you maintain those hours, which is not very many. It's only 35 volunteer hours. And we do a lot of great projects. We've done some beautification projects at the fairgrounds. We've working on one currently at the Triangle Garden. We've done a lot of outreach and educational events, and so it really is a great program. We make it easy for you to get your hours. It's not hard at all, and it really does help beautify the community.
Absolutely. Plus, you make friends and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Once you have that knowledge, people want to be your friend.
Yeah, exactly.
People are like, hey, can you come over to my house and work on my
come
garden?
Check this out. Give me some advice. That's it.
And now you guys going to be back doing the classes at the library and everything for the Master Gardeners?
So we'll start that back up in January. So we canceled the one for December just because they were having their Yuletide going on over at the library, and it was that same weekend that it was planned for. And so instead of having dual programming competing at the same place, we just moved ours.
We'll let Christmas be Christmas during Christmas.
Yes, exactly. And so we'll start back up in January with a pruning educational session over there at the gardening at the library. And so that'll be 10 a.m. on January the 20th.
Okay.
And then other things to be looking out for is the New Mexico Hay Association is having their conference in January.
Okay.
And so now is the time to sign up because you get that early bird special. So after, I believe it's December 31st, I think the price goes up by another $25 or something like that. So if you're planning on going to the Hay Conference this year, which is always a must if you're a producer in the Valley doing anything with hay.
Yeah.
It's a really great conference. It brings the industry, the researchers at the university, and the producers all together in one place, and it really helps spread and bring information to people to help better on all three of those aspects. And it really is a great turnout every year, but it is really a great conference. It's the one that I always look forward to every year.
Good deal, but sign up now.
Yeah, sign up now before December 31st, I believe, is the last chance for the early bird special. And then also you want to book your room because those go pretty quick. And so it really is a great time to see what is new in the industry and see what new research has come out to help you in your production setting.
Where is the Hay Conference?
So it's in Ruidoso, so it's a beautiful place as well. You know,
a good excuse to go to the mountains.
It is. There's always a good excuse to go to the mountains. But
good deal. Say, hey, we're going to Ruidoso.
Yes, and so that is coming up. So make sure to put that on your calendar. And so that is going to be. Should have kept my calendar up. Keep going back to the notes. So that is going to be the 24th, 25th, and 26th of January.
Okay.
And so make sure to get that
signed
on
up
your
before
schedule.
the end of the year here to save a little coinage there.
Oh, yeah.
And get your rooms locked down so you're not, staying outside of town in a trailer
Yeah,
while everyone
yeah,
else is,
yeah.
eating breakfast at the buffet.
Exactly.
Because
if you get into the restaurant or the hotel over there, you just walk right into the convention center, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's way more convenient.
It is.
Although if you are looking for an excuse to walk around town, I guess.
That's never a bad thing either.
Yeah,
never a bad thing either.
Of course, it is. You're going to get distracted, and then you worry about missing meetings and all that stuff. So I get it. You start smelling things and seeing things, and like, ooh, what's that?
Well, while you're in the conference, your wife or significant other can be downtown shopping around.
Spending all your money.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. that money that you saved by signing up early.
Hey, you saved $25. That's a gift in this store right here.
That's it. Yeah.
Very cool. But yes, come out and sign up, and then of course, obviously, if you're in the hay industry, you're going to want to pay attention.
Yes, and And then another conference that's coming up that's going to be right here in Roswell is the Southwest Beef Symposium is actually coming to Roswell, New Mexico.
Okay.
And so that is a collaboration between New Mexico State University and Texas A&M University.
Okay.
And it alternates back and forth between Texas and New Mexico. And so this year it is going to be held right here in Roswell.
Okay.
And that is going to be at the Civic Center. So any beef producers that are interested in coming, it is a really great conference, and that's going to be March 7th and 8th right here in Roswell at the Civic Center.
Excellent. And so, we think more of dairy cows around here, but we got
we have
beef cows.
Yes,
too.
we have a lot of beef cows. We have great country for beef cows, and so it is a really great area for that as well. And then you've got the sale barn right here, and so many other industries right here that are involved in the livestock industry.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is cool if you've never been to the livestock
USA Beef,
the sale and all that. It's a neat thing to tour if you've never been or been a part of it.
It is. And if you get a chance to go down there on Monday and maybe buy a beef.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the time I got to tour, we were doing through Leadership Roswell, and we weighed our class on that big scale they got for the cows, and
yes.
We beat. There was about 30 of us. We beat. We're heavier than the cow.
Oh yeah.
I won't say our collective weight because there was ladies in the group, but we were heavier than the cow.
Yeah, but there were a lot of you. They fill
there
up
was
that,
30 of us.
They fill that up pretty
it's
quick.
Only one cow.
Yeah, that's a great program. That's a great program.
It is, and but it's neat there. So, but again, sign up for the Beef Symposium. Now's the time to get signed up.
Well, that one, I think the sign up will come up a little bit later. I just wanted to put that on everybody's radar.
Okay.
Yep, that's correct.
Good deal, but it's coming in 2024 here.
2024, March 7th and 8th, right here in Roswell.
Good deal. There are a couple other things we definitely want to put on people's radar.
Yes,
here.
Tamara will be upset if I don't mention a few of these things.
Aren't necessarily to do with beef or agriculture, but
no, but they are equally important. So, 4-H Day at the library in Hegerman tomorrow.
Okay.
At 3:30, they're going to be making Christmas ornaments.
Okay.
So it's a great event for youth to come out.
To come out to the Hagerman Library.
Learn a little bit more about 4-H. Also build a Christmas gift for somebody.
Free gift, free crafts and everything.
Or keep it yourself and hang it on your own tree. One
exactly.
Of the two. Yeah. She also wanted to remind everybody that Prevent T2 starts January 16th at 4. So you need to pre-register for that, which is a really great program if you are struggling with diabetes. And so get signed up for that. Also, 4-H, we still have open enrollment. Now is the time to get signed up, especially if you're interested in the shooting sports, because we're going to have
a little bit quicker.
Yeah, so we'll have our last shooting sports safety meeting in January, and I may have to tweak that date a little bit. So I'm not going to say that now, but it will be in January.
Okay.
And so it will be our last shooting sports safety meeting, which is a requirement to participate within shooting sports.
Safety first.
Yes, that is safety is the main focus of our shooting sports program. And so it is a wonderful environment if you are interested in learning about shooting and that sport.
And they have
this
a lot
is a
of fun.
fantastic place to do it.
Compete.
Oh,
and
yeah.
do well. I mean, we have every year there's kids going to state and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Competing in the shooting sports category.
We've had teams go to nationals the last 2 years. So we had a small bore pistol, 22 pistol, go in 2022. Last year we had our air pistol as well as our compound archery teams attend nationals, and that's in Grand Island, Nebraska. And I tell you what, the community here in Chaves County is just so supportive of youth and youth events that those youth didn't have to pay a penny out of their pocket to go to nationals.
I'm glad to hear that.
So we were able to take both those teams up to nationals, and this community really came out and supported them.
They're
And
a great
it's
group
fantastic.
Of kids. I got a chance to interview a couple years worth of the shooting sports kids, and they're all just great kids. They're well adjusted. It's you see the product of 4-H.
Yes.
In there, and you see because 4-H has all they by interest, whether it's in the farming, ranching, or shooting sports, or computer technology. But all of these learn like your Robert's Rules, parliamentary procedure, leadership, and things like that, and that reflects on those kids every time.
It is, and you really see it in those youth as they develop and their growth. And I mean, just looking you in the eye and shaking your hand, that's something that you don't see too much anymore. And these are things that are really good for the youth, and they gain a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. we're so much more than a livestock show, but that is a very big part of it.
Absolutely.
So if you're interested in that, even if you don't live out in the country, if you live in town, you have opportunities to show on that side of things too.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a common misconception that people think, oh, well, 4-H, the livestock show, I'm not going to let show animals and da-da-da-da.
You could be involved in 4-H and not once touch an animal or be involved in a barn or anything.
That's it. Yeah. Or we open doors and allow you that opportunity to show if you are interested.
Yeah, and if you want to, by golly, then you come to the right place. We got you covered. But there are kids that are in 4-H that don't know anything about farming a ranch, and they're in for computers, they're in for some of the other different clubs that are available through 4-H.
And so we really do have an offering for anything you could want to learn or do. And 4-H is a really, really great program to gain a lot of skills, experience, leadership, and responsibility. And so it is a great place. So
it's especially in today's world where you need to get your kids in social situations.
Yes.
And especially in a world where they spend their free time on a computer screen or on a phone playing a game or communicating that way.
Yes.
We need children to be able to interact in public and talk to people in public and do these things. And 4-H is at the forefront of putting that kind of thing in there too. So if you're trying to get your children like physical social skills and working with people in a room together, talking and interacting, not through a screen, 4-H is very good at doing that, because that is a skill set they're going to need in the future. I don't care what the future brings. The ability to communicate with people in a room and interact and all that is going to be a skill set they're going to need.
Yes, and it's a skill set that's going to put you above other potential competition in the workforce.
Places to practice it now.
Yes, and you talk about scholarships that are available to 4-H youth, or just adding more to your resume when you are applying for scholarships to go to college later. And trust me, you're going to want those scholarships because college is not cheap. And the number one complaint that youth have coming out of college is student loans.
Absolutely.
And those things are a pain to pay back. They are really not designed to pay back well.
So get other people to pay for it for you.
Yeah, that's exactly. Find those scholarships. There's money out there. And you have a lot of youth looking outside of the state, but New Mexico has really great scholarship opportunities, whether you're going to go to ENMUR, Eastern,
NMSU,
New Mexico State, or that weak one up in Albuquerque, but we won't go there.
Well, and
I'm biased.
Well, and I'll tell you this: I know for a fact Eastern has it. I'm sure NMSU is the same. You go to the financial aid office. There's thousands of dollars in money that goes unclaimed each year because it's not on people's radar.
Yes.
When you sign up for college, I don't care what college it is, whatever. After you're enrolled, next thing you do is go into that financial aid office and get your FAFSA form filled out, and then apply for everything and see what sticks.
And FAFSA was a little late this year, so they revamped the system with FAFSA, and a lot of scholarships you can't even apply for until you've applied for FAFSA.
Yeah, that's kind of your ticket into that world.
It is, and FAFSA, so for this next season, FAFSA opened up on December 1st this year, so make sure you get that taken care of, get that filled out, and turn it in. And then another thing to think about when you're getting what FAFSA is offering you, if it says grant, watch out. Some of those you have to pay back. So some of those are free.
That's not what a grant is.
The grants are free money. They're scholarships.
Right.
That's what you want.
But if it's not a grant,
if it's a loan, be careful. That's a student loan.
Yeah.
And my biggest encouragement to any youth is to remember this, and this is me saying it as a representative of New Mexico State University, is it does not matter what university you get your degree from as long as it's an accredited university, because I want you to think about how many times you walked into your doctor's office and asked which school they got their degrees from. Nobody cares. Once you have the degree, you have the degree, and you are on equal footing across the board. And so make sure you get that degree at the most affordable option available, preferably paid for by scholarships. And that is an easy thing to do. And right now there are so many scholarships that go unapplied for. So even if you don't check every single box on a scholarship, my recommendation is apply for it. Because let's say it's $100 scholarship and it takes you an hour to apply for it. You just made $100 an hour.
Exactly.
I would take that salary any day of the week.
Just for instance, I'm involved in a couple different civic organizations and things, and the Historical Society, they are offering scholarships every year, and I think you got to write an essay and all that for. American Legion, I'm involved with that.
Yes.
If you're a veteran family and all that, fill out an essay.
Gosh, yeah.
And you've got veteran associations, or you yourself the veteran.
Yep.
They're giving out $1,500 at a time to people.
Yeah, there are a lot of wonderful local organizations that are out there that have scholarships that people don't always think about or don't ever see or don't know that are available. Go knock on doors of some of these organizations and ask them if they have scholarships. I mean, look at their website. There are a lot of great opportunities out there for you.
You'll never get 100% of the scholarships you don't apply for.
Exactly.
So,
and you know what? If you don't get it, oh well. If you only get 10% of what you apply for, you know what? That is fantastic.
Exactly.
It really is.
It really is throwing everything at the wall and see what sticks.
That's it. That's it.
And you might get lucky and get thousands and thousands, and maybe just hundreds. But whatever it is, it's gonna help cover that cost. And like you said before, if you pick a university that is more affordable and things, then that $100 are going to cover more of the semester. Let's face it. Yeah, sure. We'd all love degrees from Harvard, but you know how much it costs to go to Harvard?
Oh gosh,
and the credentials to get in there. And guess what? At the end of the day, the guy with the degree from Harvard can make just the same amount of money as the guy with the degree from New Mexico State University.
That's it. You cannot look at the title on your degree as far as Harvard, Rutgers, Yale. They sound great. They are great. I'm not speaking ill of those universities whatsoever, but at the same time, you're going to be paying that back for a long, long time. And so
you're paying a lot for that name.
Yes, you're paying a lot for the name brand that really, when you get out, puts you on the same level as anybody else with the same degree.
Yeah. You may have, that might be the Nike degree.
Yeah.
But your well, I don't know, Maypop Flava shoes will get you just as far.
No, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of.
You can walk just as far in them. You know what I mean?
No, I can't walk in Nikes. I tried it for a while. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that comment, but oh man, they killed my feet. But yeah, get that paid for, because if you come out and you have no student loans in your resume, then that means your salary goes to you. It doesn't go back to the U.S. government or to
whoever's covering your student loan. Yeah.
If it's Sally Mae now still, or whoever the heck they've changed.
And they don't wait for Joe Biden to promise he's going to take it away from you. Or whatever that nonsense is.
No. And so get that scholarship, but get it where it's paid for. Get it where it's paid for. You're going to have a great experience, whatever college, whatever university you go to, even if it's the one in Albuquerque.
4-H and all that, they're always working with the older kids on, what's your next plan, what's going. They're not talking with the young kids about that yet, but those 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, they're plotting that future with them.
That's it. And so it really is a big time of the year. So if you are a senior, really be focusing on that. If you're a junior, start looking into it. If you're a sophomore and you've got a plan, there's a specific college you want to go to, if that is what you really, really want, you need to start looking at that now and really be thinking about, okay, where does my GPA need to be when I graduate? What scholarships are going to be available to me there? What do I need to start doing to make myself the best applicant possible?
What do I need to do to get to look better? What organizations, what clubs, what activities do I get involved with that make me look better for that?
And one thing, a lot of people think that they need to go outside of the state of New Mexico to get their undergrad to be able to get into vet school later. But right now, the NMSU Animal Science Program has a contract with Texas Tech University, who has a vet program now, that 10% of those that graduate from the NMSU Animal Science Center, that 10% of the seats for the incoming class at Texas Tech are reserved for NMSU graduates.
That's great.
So that is a big opportunity right there. So if vet school's your
also speaks
that's a great way to
what
do it.
NMSU is doing to the guys at Tech. Like, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They're saying, hey, we know that the students coming out of this program are ready for us, and they're well equipped to do that. Therefore, we're going to reserve spots just for those kids.
Yes.
That's the message you're hearing there.
And we have a great animal science program, and we really do. And so that is an awesome opportunity for youth. If they're interested in vet school, that is available for them.
Yeah, there is a path.
Yes, and so there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of options, and looking at all of them. And this is something that's near and dear to my heart, because I went to New Mexico State University, and I graduated debt free. My wife went to she grew up in South Jersey. She went to Rutgers University, which is the state school in New Jersey. It's a very prestigious school, but by the time yes, and so she might be, I don't know if she's going to be upset that I'm talking about this on the radio, but when we got married, she had borrowed maybe only $34,000, which is still a lot. But by the time we got married, because of interest and how these loans work, paying the minimum payment, they were upwards of $70,000. And so we sat down and we buckled down and we paid those off. But man alive, can you imagine what we could have done with $70,000 if we didn't have to pay that back?
Wonder why they're so willing to give you loans for these things.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money off you.
Oh, yeah. And so there is a lot of money in those student loan or in the loan business. And so be careful. If you can get out of college without that debt, you are so much further ahead.
Take advantage, do the legwork, sell yourself a little bit. In the long run, it'll save you. It could save your life.
It really can. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are still struggling with it, and it is not fun.
It sucks when you're in your 40s and you're still paying off student loans.
Yes,
you know,
yes, it is.
That's not how it should be.
No, and it's rough, and so. My advice to all of these seniors, all of these juniors, all these high school age kids that are looking to go to college in the future, find the one that is paid for. Exactly. And then when you get to college, remember, you can have fun, but keep those grades up where the fun ends quickly.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to maintain having fun, keep those grades up.
It's a lesson in life. It's just like everything else. It's have fun. Everything's in moderation.
Yes.
And don't forget your priorities and your end game. And,
yes.
And keep that eye on the prize.
Exactly.
And you'll do just fine. If you take and truly stick with that, then you're going to come out okay.
Oh yeah.
Good deal. Well, I just saw the time. We
sorry.
But if you have any questions about anything, including college advice, Drew will be happy to talk to.
I am more than happy to talk about it.
That's young folks about
killing those student loans. That's one of my favorite topics.
Well,
getting rid of them. They're terrible.
Trust me, kids. You want to listen to folks who've been there, done that. Some of us have learned it the hard way, and some of us are still learning it the hard way. But either way, take advice from those people that have walked the path. They might have some good information.
Occasionally.
Just saying. It might be something that might save you neck down the road here. But
there's some experience out there.
Exactly. Trust me, we've done a lot of dumb things. Learn from our dumminess. But I know, because I said the same thing to my parents and my elders, because we thought they were dummies too. And now we're like, dang it, they weren't dummies. We're trying to tell you, don't be us. We thought they were dummies too, and now we're paying for it.
Yes.
So don't be like us. But anyway, reach out to the Chavez County Extension Office. What's the phone number?
575-622-3210.
The office is there on Chisholm. I don't remember. It's 20 something.
Yeah, it's 200 East Chisholm, Suite number 4. We're on the south side of that building.
Very good. What's holiday hours here for folks if they have any questions or need to get a hold of you guys?
So we're open all the way through this week. We will be closed. The office will be closed on Monday.
Okay.
And then the rest of the week, it's just going to be me and Tamara. So we'll be in and out of the office with different things that we're doing throughout the week. So give us a call. If we don't answer right away, that's probably because we're both out of the office working on something.
That does happen.
So leave a message. We do have a voicemail there, and we do get back to it. I promise you.
Very good. Excellent. Well, thank you, Drew, as always.
And, thank you, Mike.
Have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you before
Same to
then.
you.
And we'll, if I don't, I'll see you in a bright and
Happy
shiny
New Year.
2024 here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good deal. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, 8:58, quick break before news. Don't go away.
When life is hard, we're here to help. At Artesia General Hospital, our mental and behavioral health experts address a range of challenges including stress, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, bipolar disorder, suicidal thoughts, grief, and more. From counseling to personalized treatment plans, our compassionate care is designed to meet the unique needs of both teenagers and adults. Please visit artesiageneral.com/you matter to make an appointment at our Artesia or Carlsbad offices.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are
Thomason. 10 nations, U.S. is in the lead, are joining forces to protect crucial merchant shipping in the Red Sea from attacks by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels.
This is not just a U.S. issue. This is an international problem, and it deserves an international response.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Cargo vessels have come under attack by drones and ballistic missiles fired from Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. The Texas governor has signed a package of bills aimed at boosting security along the southern border.
Biden's deliberate inaction has left Texas to fend for itself.
Governor Greg Abbott blames President Biden for the latest surge in migrants that at times has topped 10,000 a day in recent weeks. Immigration enforcement is a federal responsibility, and opponents say the move is unconstitutional. But in sound from KRGV, Abbott says
the authors of the United States Constitution foresaw a situation when the federal government would be inattentive to states that faced challenges at their borders.
The law is likely to face swift legal challenges. I'm Ben Thomas.
In this holiday season, some of America's largest retailers pulling out all the stops to increase shipping speeds to better compete with the king of rapid shipping, Amazon.
Walmart and Target are spending on warehouse upgrades and new facilities. Walmart uses more than 4,000 of its stores as fulfillment centers and delivery hubs for online orders. The company says it's adding 40 so-called parcel stations to stores in 9 states. Target is augmenting its warehouses with a $100 million investment, which is expected to help with next-day delivery.
That's correspondent Julie Walker. On Wall Street, the Dow up 188 points and NASDAQ ahead 71. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfares, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
The war in Gaza grinds on as Israel pursues its mission of crushing Hamas.
A strike on a home in Rafah, where displaced people were sheltering, killed at least 25 people, including women and children. And another hit killed at least 3 people, according to AP journalists who saw the bodies arrive at 2 local hospitals early on Tuesday. The IDF is pressing ahead with its offensive against Hamas, with renewed backing from the US, despite rising international alarm over the wall's toll. The offensive, launched in response to Hamas's October 7 attack, has killed nearly 20,000 Palestinians, displaced some 1.9 million, and demolished much of northern Gaza. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Chinese media say at least 126 people have been killed in a magnitude 6.2 earthquake in the country's northwest. The quake struck just before midnight Monday. More than 700 people have been injured. News and analysis, townhall.com. An Icelandic volcano wakes up.
The eruption started on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula, turning the sky orange and prompting the country's civil defense to be on high alert. The eruption appears to have occurred about 2 miles from the town of Grindavik. Grainy webcam video showed the moment of the eruption as a flash of light illuminating the sky just after 10 p.m. local time. As the eruption spread, magma or semi-molten rock could be seen spewing along the ridge of a hill. In November, police evacuated Grindavik after strong seismic activity in the area. Iceland sits above a volcanic hotspot in the North Atlantic and averages an eruption every 4 to 5 years. I'm Norman Hall.
The Biden administration is moving to conserve groves of old-growth trees on federal land. It is revising management plans for national forest and grasslands all across the country. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tablet what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, indeed.
The final Tuesday before Christmas.
The rest of the sales department just walked in, a.k.a. the ghost of Christmas past.
Yes, because we have our Christmas party today. The salespeople met in Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
So they are all here meeting.
It's rare to see the gang all here.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure if everyone's met everyone yet.
Really?
I don't know. I'm guessing everybody's met Katie.
I think.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, because she was working out of Artesia, so I'm sure everybody's met her.
Yeah. Is Evelyn here?
Yes.
She's the other new one. I don't know if everybody's met her. That might be good.
That might be, yeah.
But anyway,
yes.
we have the bevy of salespeople today, so there's more than just 3 of us in the building.
The streets are safe because the sales department is all here.
That's right. You can come out of your business.
We're keeping them here. That's our gift to you.
That's right. But because of our Christmas party, they're meeting here instead of our Tuesday. But Tuesday's our normal meeting day, and usually I spend the day in Artesia.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually done the Artesia thing, but
yeah, it's been a while for you.
Maybe that'll be
kid schedule and all that.
Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. Have someone else pick up the kid for a change.
There you go. The kid's old enough to get home.
It's fine. He lives like 4 blocks away from the school.
That's fine.
He's 5.
I'm a Gen Xer. That's about the time we start walking home, right?
He knows to look both ways most of the time.
I think by the time I got to 2nd grade, I was walking to school by myself.
I distinctly remember that in elementary school, I'm pretty sure it was around probably 3rd, 4th grade, me and my sister would walk to school because it would be, I would go to the elementary school and Medill Elementary and Medill Middle were like right in line with each other, as was Medill Middle and Medill High. So when I went to 5th grade, which in Oklahoma, 5th grade was middle school, she was at the high school, I was at the middle school. So it kind of worked out perfectly. So she would walk me to school and then go on to her school. But yeah, like 5, 6, 7 years old, I very much remember just wandering the streets by myself or with a group of friends at 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah. I'm trying to think I think second grade I was at, because my first kindergarten through second grade, I went to a Catholic school.
Okay.
That was up the street from my grandmother's house.
How are you still left-handed, by the way?
I am.
That's impressive to have spent time in the Catholic school system and come out left-handed.
I think it was later in the 70s, and by that time they weren't
slapping hands.
Although I did go through some stuff. But anyway, but
hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. We can't. We'll have to glaze over.
Yeah. When I was in like first grade, we had a gym class, and we wore uniforms, but we had to wear shorts and a T-shirt for the gym. And I remember in first grade, okay, little kid.
Okay.
I forgot my shorts that day. I had the T-shirt, but the shorts didn't make it. I don't know what happened. Mom forgot to pack it. I lost it on the way. I don't know. It didn't make it.
Something must have happened to him, man.
So I had to wear my pants, and the gym teacher was majorly ticked. And so me and this one other kid that also forgot shorts or a shirt had to sit the entire gym class in the bridge position, like where you're laying.
Oh, yeah.
With your butt up in the air and your feet on the floor, like a push-up with your butt up in the air. So we had to stay like that for like 45 minutes.
Oh, my
class.
gosh. That's like planking.
At first grade. This isn't even high school or older kids. This is first grade kids. These are straight out of...
I'm surprised that your gym teacher didn't make you drop pants and just go underoos.
I was a younger, naive time. I don't know. Maybe that was the older kids. I don't know. But I think that guy got fired after that. But I could be wrong. 'Cause I don't remember him around much longer after that.
Oh, Coach Adolph got fired after that?
But my point was back to the story I was telling. I'm pretty sure second grade I got to walk myself.
Really? By yourself?
Kindergarten and first grade, my grandmother would escort us to school that day. And so I remember, this is one of those memories that I still have in my head, was I remember Grandma walking us to school, and I ran ahead, and there was a side street there that I just bolted across, and my grandmother yells out, "Michael, get your butt over here!" So I come, "Okay, Grandma," come running back across that street, only to get there, and she whacked me across the butt with her belt, which she carried, a plastic belt that she carried with her.
That's ballers what that is.
So I ran back across without looking again, just to get whacked in my butt to say, "Look both ways, recross the street."
That's right up there with, and I swear, and I've heard this in a stand-up special, but my dad literally did this. Hey, we don't hit.
As he's whacking the crap. Yeah, I'll never forget. But yeah, my grandmother, that was her weapon, was a black plastic belt.
Your grandma walking along to Fat Boy Slim, just weapon of choice, just playing in the background.
Well, and I remember, because she kept said belt in the dining room, which was her kind of hangout spot in the mornings.
Sure.
She'd sit there at the chair in the dining room. She had her stereo, old hi-fi stereo.
Nice.
That was on WMZQ, the country station. That was playing old Merle Haggard all day. And then next to that stereo, she kept, folded in 3 different sections, the plastic belt.
Did she name it?
No, it was not named. But anytime we went to school or anything, she'd grab it and carry it with her like a leash in case she need to unwield it on me.
Just in case.
On the way.
Because you never know.
The one time I remember was that time.
Hey, this is actually kind of cool. I have exclusive audio of your gym teacher. Check this out.
Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst und du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich nicht in diesem Jahr für dich
awesome.
He was German, matter of fact, now that I think about it.
Who knew? I'm really upset now because I've had to twice look up on YouTube Hitler's speech, and I'm probably going to get an algorithm shift now.
You're going to get a phone call here.
It's going to be a little bit of an algorithmic shift.
Mr. Sean, we need to meet with you at your earliest convenience.
We have Kanye West on the line.
Yes, no. But yeah, that was my childhood growing up there on some of that. But my grandma was the only one that had the belt. And she would use it. My dad used a belt once on me.
Right.
And that was because I did something, I don't remember. I did something kind of bad, and he made a whole production of it. He would make the production of the spankings because he used his hand. But it would always be the thing, all right, let's go to the bedroom. And you're like, no! And it was a whole rigmarole of doing thing. So he did it in that way that made the theatrics of it more. So, we could have the debate on is spanking good or this or not. And I was spanked. I turned out fine. So I don't really have a thing for it.
My dad was always hand, except for the one time that he used a shoe, which the shoe was one of those. You remember those? I've told this story before. Those thick Birkenstock sandals with the click straps. It was one of those thick soled. I got one in the butt for every F I had on a report card. There was 4 of them. It was a bad semester. But my dad was mostly hand. My mom was what I used to call a utensil spanker. Just anything in the drawer. I think one time she used a spork. Like just anything that was like wooden or long and had like a flat space. My grandma was the traditional go cut me a switch spanker.
You got to go pick your own.
You did pick your weapon, and if you don't pick good enough, you're going to get whacked with that one, and then go pick another one. Pick me a better one.
I always I always remember because my mom was not the disciplinarian per se. Mom was wait till your father gets home kind of mindset. But and I think I've told you this. My brother got her so angry one time that she chased him around the house with the giant fork and spoon that you hang on the wall. I think it was the spoon.
Just picture both of them like she's going to eat him.
And she literally chased him around trying to get a hold of his butt with that thing. I think she did not succeed. My brother was pretty quick in those days. He was little. And I now I laugh at it, but I've seen 2 moments in my mother's life where I thought, "Ooh, she's going to murder somebody.
She going to kill you."
And it was that time, and the other time was when we were going to see the Hope Diamond at the Natural History Museum, and a herd of people come in there, and just pushed my mom and my wife out of the way, and I will never. And it was a bunch of Asian tourists. And they came in and just like gangbusters. And my mom, my wife were just sitting there looking at and they literally come in and pushed them out the way and was just complete rude people to them. And I have never seen my mom. She literally did the fist shake and the grimace of death.
And you could see it clearly because she was at least a foot taller than everybody that was there.
Mr. 5'8" Mike Winters was a giant in that room. I was seeing it all over from above. So I'm watching it from a kind of a comical perspective. But because and full peel back the curtain, my wife is like 4'11". My mother also like 4'11". They're both matter of fact, I think my mom's got him or vice versa by like half an inch.
Gotcha.
It's very
so
close.
They're floating around the same circle.
They're very close. And so I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in this situation here. I'm towering over everybody in my 5'8", and I got to see just to see the expressions. And now I look back, it's funny. It makes me laugh hard. It's one of my funny memories of my mother. But at the time, it was. I was like, we're going. And this was before people lost their ever loving mind and start road raging on you at any minute.
Right.
But I thought we were going to have one in the museum that day, and I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Mother arrested for beating people.
I saw murder in those eyes.
and this was I was an adult, obviously, because Kim was there. So we were. I think we were married at that point. I don't think we were dating, but it was crazy. So I think Don Wells here.
Yes.
I thought I heard Don in the other room with the Alzheimer's Association. So we're going to get an update from him in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today. Pretty nice daytime highs, though, and fairly light wind. Low to mid-60s for the afternoon temperature. And then tonight, maybe a few clouds drifting through. We're in the upper 30s. And then some sun and some clouds again on Wednesday. Low to mid-60s. Fair for Thursday. Then maybe a shower or two on Friday. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 40 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds are calm at the moment. Partly cloudy for today. Expect a high near 60. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, then gradually becoming clear. Expect an overnight low of 38 degrees with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, you will see the clouds increasing a little warmer, 63 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. They've tacked on some rain chances for Wednesday night and into Thursday. A 30% chance at some showers tomorrow night, mainly after midnight. Cloudy with an overnight low of 45. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. 20% chance at some showers Thursday morning before noon. Partly cloudy otherwise. High of 62. Winds out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour there. For Friday, looks like it's mostly sunny skies with a high of 63. And then Friday night and Saturday, our rain chances return and come back stronger. A 40% chance at showers Friday night, mainly after midnight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 42. 50% chance at some showers on Saturday, partly cloudy with highs near 61. Sunday for your Christmas Eve, mostly sunny and 61. For Christmas Day, Monday, mostly sunny, 54 for a high there. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll talk with Don Weld and the Alzheimer's Association on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Project C3PO at Eastern New Mexico University Roswell is celebrating a successful year of the Connecting Minority Communities grant to increase broadband internet services for all of Chaves County by deploying hotspots. An additional 380 hotspots will be given away to students 18 and older, community members, and small businesses during the Hotspots and Holidays Deployment and Training Celebration, Wednesday, December 20th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Instructional Technology Center on the ENMU Roswell campus. You're invited to join in the celebration with a free hotspot, food, fun, and maybe a photo or two. For more information, call 833-806-6432 or 575-624-7396.
The crisp air is reminding us that time is going by so quickly. It's already a new season. Isn't it time that you've thought about putting yourself first? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. Don't wait another minute. Come in and learn how you can replace that broken tooth with a dental implant. Now you too can have the confidence to smile ear to ear.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put People first.
Merry Christmas from everyone at National Furniture Liquidators in Roswell. Now through Christmas, drop off toys at NFL's 203 East McGaffey location in Roswell and receive Santa-sized discounts. Drop off 1 toy, get 10% off. Drop off 2 toys, get 20% off. Drop off 3 toys, get 30% off. You get the idea. Drop off up to 5 toys and get 50% off. All the toys will be given away this Christmas. Merry Christmas from everyone at National Furniture Liquidators, 203 East McGaffey in Roswell.
Our lives run on energy every day. And every day, your friends and neighbors at New Mexico Gas Company safely deliver reliable, affordable, essential energy to New Mexicans. The kind of energy that brings families together, that surrounds us in comfort. The energy that warms homes and hearts. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and every day we deliver the energy that's behind some of the warmest moments in your life. That's why we're here.
Hey, it's your new source for appliances, Roswell Appliance Outlet. We sell new and minor scratch and dent appliances, and right now, through the end of the year, get wall-to-wall discounts on all in-stock inventory. Save up to 50% on refrigerators, washers, and dryers from the brands you know and trust, like Samsung, Whirlpool, and GE. All come with warranty and personalized service, and we also sell parts. Financing and delivery options available. Come see us now through the end of the year and save up to 50% store-wide. Roswell Appliance Outlet at 600 South Main in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico, Kim Ryan and Don Weld back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're getting that time of year where we're just
Sunday.
a week or two away from the start of the new year and everything here. So let's kind of look back. Let's recap 2023 for the Alzheimer's Association here. You guys had a pretty good year, I think.
We did.
With we had the Walk to End Alzheimer's back on the courthouse lawn for the first time in a few years. That's right. That feels like that's part of the tradition. It should be that way. But there's been a lot that's going on with the Alzheimer's Association in this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been tough. COVID kind of hit us hard there for a couple of years.
And then finally, this is like the first year I'm thinking since COVID that it felt more like a normal fundraising year for the Alzheimer's Association.
And I think we bounced back pretty good.
Yeah.
We had a lot of participation that day of our walk. We had the JCs, we had the American Legion, we had JP Sound out there with their sound equipment. We had Shiny Boys with our bathrooms. We had the assistants and the Charlie's Angels dance people. I mean, we had a blast.
They make
day.
everything official. Like it's an official Roswell event. When the Charlie's Angels dance team comes out to do a performance.
One of the neat things we did this year is we got the fire department and the police department to have a tug of war.
Nice.
Right after the walk, we got them all out there, and we had a little tug of war.
If I remember right, was it the police that came out on top?
Was it?
It
was.
I thought I seem to remember the
2 out of 3, and the police finally
took
won.
the win on that one there. So.
And it was a close call.
It was.
I wonder what was there a just bragging rights or did?
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking if I'm the fire guys and I win, I would make the police guys go run up the building like they do for training. The training building with all the gear.
Out there on.
I was like, if we win, you guys got to do that. And then I'm thinking if the police officers win. There's got to be some kind of training thing that they do.
They do, but I don't know where it is or what.
It's kind of rough that they make the firefighters do or something.
Police academy place, wherever it is.
Yeah, well, I think they do like those SWAT challenges and things. Maybe they could put the firefighters through some of that if they...
We'll have to remember that for next year.
We need you on our board, Mike.
Well, of course, they might not be willing to do it once. I was like, wait a minute, this sounds hard now. I don't want to do this.
But it was just a fun thing.
On that
it was just a fun thing to end it up with.
We made a TikTok out of it that went pretty far.
Well, I'm so glad that they came out and supported. That's awesome.
Oh,
I loved it.
All those people are servants of the community. They have a servant's heart, so it makes sense that they came out and had a little fun with you guys on that day.
Yeah, when I called Matt and I says, "Can you get some fire guys out there?" And he says, "Certainly."
Yeah,
Matt's good about that.
Yeah.
Maybe next year they can get one of the fire trucks and they can have turns towing that sucker by hand to see how far they can, like a tractor pull. See how far they can
That
pull
is
it.
a great idea.
There you go.
We have to block off the street.
Yeah, but it'd be worth it because everyone's going to want to stop and check that out.
I think so.
But as far as money wise, how are we doing on the goal towards the goal for raising?
We are only 8,000 away from meeting our goal.
Okay, so
and we raised more than we did last year.
Good.
I mean, we're really excited about that. But
so if you missed the walk, does not mean you can't contribute and support. You can still donate. You can do it locally through the local chapter here.
Right.
We'll tell you how here in just a second. But this is the thing. We talk about the walk to end Alzheimer's, and the last time we talked to you guys, that we're legitimately as a human race, we are very close to start to figuring out what's going on here with Alzheimer's, and the drugs nowadays are very much better at prolonging quality of life for individuals with it than there was 20 and 30 years ago. But we're now making the steps to work close to seeing drugs that can come out to the public that are actually reversing the effects of Alzheimer's.
If you catch it early enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're actually getting to that phase. So who knows? In a generation or so here, maybe we can make this like polio, where you take a vaccine and
wouldn't that be wonderful?
And then you don't worry about Alzheimer's for the rest of your life.
be
great.
Maybe we get down that road 20, 30 years from
That would be great.
But that's we're hitting there. But and so by you guys coming out and rooting on the firefighters and rooting on the police officers, walking around, showing your support, putting your teams together and raising money, doing that is helping.
And we had a
this
good
needle.
turnout. We had a pretty good turnout this year.
Yeah.
So
it's great. So keep contributing. Like I said, we're $8,000. If you're, you know what, Christmas is right here. Yeah. If you've got someone that's hard to shop for, especially because they buy it for themselves already, maybe make a donation in their name and say,
there you go.
You buy everything for yourself. I didn't know what to get you, but I made a donation in your name to the Alzheimer's Association here in Southeast
If they
New Mexico.
donate before the 31st, it goes on this year's.
Good deal. It'll count towards the 8,000 that you guys are working
that
on
we
this
still
fall.
need to finish that off. After January 1st, it'll go on next year's.
Okay.
So,
Whichever
one.
Well, yeah,
we don't care.
For right now, we'd like to count these numbers towards this one, but you're helping either way. So if you can't do it until after January, so be it. That's
wonderful.
That's okay because we're so glad that you're and whatever you can help, $1, $1,000, whatever it is, every little bit goes towards we talking about Alzheimer's like it's something of the past. So that's what we want to do here.
I put out these little coin cans at some of the merchants around town, and it's loose change for Alzheimer's.
Great.
So if you see one of those out there in one of the
you
merchant
got a few
stores,
quarters or pennies in your pocket.
yeah,
drop them in there.
extra change, just throw it in there.
You'd be amazed how much money you can do, like because we have the historical society. We do the loose change, and I'm
same
telling you
idea.
right now, between the bottles we have, we're probably collecting about $500 a month just in loose change.
That's
a lot of money towards some of the projects that they do. So please, if you do have that extra change, it does make a difference.
It's very definitely.
Do you guys have the Amazon Smiles tab for the Alzheimer's here? Is that something you guys
Never
have?
heard about that.
That might be something y'all need to look into. If you can talk to Amazon, and I know some organizations in this community already have it, but it's called the Amazon Smile, and basically they create a tab for you on Amazon. And so you get people to go through your tab in your portal to shop on Amazon like you normally would if you're buying your Christmas gifts or whatever. But if you go through the tab, at the end of the month, they take pennies off of your total that you spent and donate it back to the organization you choose. And so you can choose if you set it up Alzheimer's.
Okay.
I know like Walker Aviation Museum has one.
Yeah.
I think the not Grammy's House, Roswell Refuge has one. I think a couple of these organizations. I think that might be something you guys need to look into.
That goes on a national basis.
Right now.
And you never know, because at the end of the month, you get enough people to go to that portal, you get a $100 check every month for just and it doesn't cost the consumer anything extra. You're just shopping like you normally would shop on Amazon. You just go through that little and maybe set up the portal and then bookmark it so you use it every time. And then then you're absentmindedly helping the Alzheimer's Association every time that you're not shopping local and shopping on Amazon. So you can use that as maybe a way to, say, all right, I can't shop local on this one, but I can help local by going through the Amazon tab and getting a couple bucks here to the Alzheimer's Association.
So technically, Amazon is the one making the donation.
Yes.
But that's good.
Exactly.
That's good.
But, we're at this point, wherever money comes from, that's
right.
Let's beat every bush and turn over every couch cushion.
Yeah.
So we're near the goal line here. So
we need donations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's just it. And in the moment you see the families and what they're going through, that it does put an urgency on it.
Yes.
Both of you have had personal stories through Alzheimer's, hence the reason why you guys wear the purple shirts and everything.
That's right.
You're so involved in this because it's impacted your lives personally. And that's something that it's hard to deal because it becomes a family disease.
Yep.
And I'm gonna and I could be wrong on this, but I think the family suffers more than the actual person with the disease.
Yeah, we can both attest to that.
Because at some point you have the disease and you don't know any better.
Right.
So ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Right.
Just you know what I mean? And whereas the family, it's not. They see it, they live it every day. Mm-hmm. So I could make an argument that it is worse on the family than it is on the individual. One of the few.
The caregiver is the one who gets the worst of it. Usually the caregiver winds up getting some physical ailment.
Oh, I'm sure your blood pressure, heart, all these issues that are stress related probably go up tenfold when
lack of sleep,
because you're not taking care of yourself. That's
right.
what 9 times out of 10 the caregivers aren't taking care of themselves because they're spending every waking ounce of energy to take care of their loved one, which
is where
I appreciate.
Comes in.
But I appreciate the love and help. But here's the thing: you are no good to your family if you don't take care of yourself.
That's right.
So please. Take care of yourself. If you're in this scenario, reach out first to the Alzheimer's Association.
Because we do have care and support.
There's lots of resources to get you in touch with people that can help you, or at least maybe help with your mental health. Of talk to, navigate, give you resources. Because here's the thing: I'm gonna every board member, everyone that's involved directly with the Alzheimer's Association, I'm gonna guess has walked in your shoes at some point,
sometime or another. Yep.
And so they're a resource to help. So please, if you're going through that, and you know what, times of the year like this are probably harder than others because it's the holidays and family gathering, and I'm gonna guess in some of people's mind like this might be our last Christmas with mom or dad, or you know what I mean. That
we were just talking about that.
Trust me, I dealt with that. Not Alzheimer's, but cancer and other same terminal type illnesses.
Right.
It's rough on the psyche. It's rough, and especially with something like Alzheimer's, where it puts a huge strain on the family. Be there for each other. Trust me, your loved one doesn't want any of this, and would never have chosen this for the family. Just help each other out. When you get frustrated and you want to yell at the person, that's because you're just like, come on, man, just pick up the spoon or whatever it is.
Right.
Lean on each other. This is where the families, because it's going to be hard for all of you. And when it gets hard, reach out for others. There's other people that can help you do this, whether it's physical resources, if you need hospice care or that kind of thing, depending on where we're at in the phase of things here. There are resources to help you with
That's
that.
right.
And and to be honest, when the Alzheimer's Association isn't having walks to raise money and stuff, that's what they're doing. They're supporting families and supporting people with Alzheimer's and trying to find them resources and helping them manage this disease with their family to make it as transition free as possible.
Do you want to give a local phone number for people to call here?
I don't have it memorized.
I'll give you time.
Well, I give out my own personal number.
Okay.
And if they need somebody to reach out to, even if it's just an ear, somebody to listen to you, you can dial 432-209-3711.
And I know the Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico has a Facebook page.
Yes.
You can always shoot a message to there, and someone will get back to you and reach back to you. It'll be Kim.
I get the ding
But
all
if you're
day.
driving and can't write down phone numbers and stuff, next time you're in front of your computer, go find the Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico, Roswell. Just type it in the search. It'll pop pop right up. Follow that, because that we can stay up to date on what's going on.
Right.
But then shoot a message. Say, hey, I heard you on the radio, or I've got a family member that's in later stages. I can need some resources. I need help. Got any ideas for me? And they'll be happy to put you on that direction. Or like you said, maybe it's I don't know what to do anymore. I've run out of ideas. I'm at my wit's end here. I need help. Someone will reach out to you, because you guys have worn those shoes.
Yes.
I'm sure both of you had moments when you were going through your ordeals where you were just, I don't know what to do next. I am literally out of options here, and I throw my hands up, because unfortunately this disease does that to families. It's not a question of if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen.
And when my wife was sick, that was before I knew anything about Alzheimer's Association.
And you're probably mad at the world and everything else.
It was tough.
Yeah.
I could not. It was really shaking me up.
You take it personally, like, why are you doing this to me? You know what I mean? Like, that's just how we think that way as humans and things. So it's hard to see the forest from the trees sometimes.
That's right.
And let people that have walked in that path, that have dealt with the issues, let them come in and because you guys have done what they do. You've been, you know exactly where they're at, and you know what they're feeling and what's next. And knowledge, though not always the answer, when something's really bad, sometimes the most comforting thing is the understanding of how it's going on and what's going on next. Right. The unknown creates so much more fear and anxiety, whereas sometimes you're like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what you're looking for. And yeah, it doesn't make you feel any better happy-wise, but at least you're like, okay, now I know what's going on. I can
adjust
your brain
my
a
mental
little bit time to expect and see some of these things and get you more mentally prepared for what's coming next. And unfortunately, you've hit a path where it's going to happen. We can't re-walk this one back, but we can navigate this in a way where it brings dignity and brings as much comfort and peace to you and your loved one as possible.
And keep the caregiver in a state where they can continue to give care.
So you have happy memories and not sad memories.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. And to be honest,
there's a lot of fun in it too.
Yeah.
You just have to look for it.
Well, and that's the problem with like your just terminal diseases in general, whether it's cancer or Alzheimer's or any of these types of things. It gets to a point where it slowly deteriorates the person. And unfortunately, the worst thing you always want, I don't want to remember them like this. I want to remember them when they were hugging on the grandkids and playing in the backyard or out at the lake or that's the memories you want, not the memories of them sitting in the chair where they're half a person of what they used to be.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's a thing we deal with Alzheimer's, and you deal it with cancer in many cases too. It's just
very
the nature
sad
of the disease.
Very sad.
You can make that a beautiful experience too. What I mean by that is constantly do some of the stuff we're talking about. There's things you can do, that kind of help, prolong this stuff and keep it so you have more good days that your family member is more intuitive and with what's going on than days where they're not. And I'm going to guess the days that when they have a good day, you guys are almost on cloud nine a little bit. You're like,
I have to admit.
I see a glimmer of what I used to see. And it makes you real happy inside.
It's funny that
it's short-lived.
It's funny that you say that, because usually when you're talking to somebody else, how you doing? Oh, we had a good day today.
Yeah.
We've had a good couple of days.
Yeah.
That's how usually our conversation starts off.
Yes. How many of those good episodes did you have? Yeah, you're going to get ready for that life, but it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot, and that's why reach out. Utilize this. And folks, if maybe you've gone through this yourselves and you understand, well, you want to give back, donate. Help, volunteer. If you want to, they're always looking for more volunteers to
board members.
To serve, on committees and things, but also to be resources for people. Kim and Don are very involved, but they have lives and other things going on and can't be there for everybody all the time. And so it's sure nice when there's other volunteers available. And so Kim can have a night off every once in a while or something.
The more people we have out there, the more places that we can explore to help out.
And how cool would it be that in our lifetimes we get to a thing and say, guess what? They're at a point where we're seeing people come back from Alzheimer's. We're seeing reversals of the path that we're going down. And we're so close. We're
still looking for.
If you would have asked 30
flower.
years ago, we would have been in the dark on this stuff. But now there's light, and it's amazing what who knows. I would love it to get to a point where 20, 50 years from now, they're literally talking about Alzheimer's like polio and things that, that's the stuff they used to get back in the day. You know what I mean? We don't get that anymore. Smallpox, things like that are epidemics at one point in human history are now footnotes in it. I'm hoping Alzheimer's is the same way.
Yes.
So.
We're working towards it.
We sure are. We're fighting.
Yeah. We're looking for a white flower.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, and that's the symbol. That's the symbol. When you see the white flower, that's the first. That is the symbol for the survivor.
Survivor.
It's kind of like when you see the cancer walks and stuff, and you have your survivors, and they have a certain color that they wear, and the ones that are fighting, and the loved ones that lost someone wear a certain. Very much in the Alzheimer's world, it's the same kind of deal. Because like cancer, the families are going through much similar scenarios, and the disease is different, but the end result's the same, and the mindset with it is the same. So
more people die of Alzheimer's than prostate and breast cancer combined.
Yep. Well, and that's just it too. Is like because yes, we're getting close to cures, but we still really don't have a lot of history on what causes it, or it doesn't seem to have like cancers and things. You can there's a family history. There's things you can kind of pinpoint as trigger points. Alzheimer's doesn't have those. And so, as much as, they can kind of tie it, but then they hit a roadblock saying, well, not necessarily. And so, the patterns aren't as precise as they are in some others.
Right.
Therefore, it's really hard to wrangle a cure when there's no place to know where it stems from. And so that's why it's been such a struggle, because at least like with cancer or some of the, you did X, which caused Y. Therefore, that's why you have cancer. Where Alzheimer's, we don't know what X.
Not entirely,
and that's we can have ideas.
Some indications, but
we're getting there.
Yeah. But we can't for definitive proof saying it was your family history that caused this, or it was because you were exposed to this chemical or whatever it is.
That's the other parts of it.
Yeah,
or what you ate.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, for folks that are younger, don't realize that older folks like our parents, when they worked, things like safety weren't always, and so generations went into coal mines. And like my grandfather owned a water softening company, big water equipment company for many years. For that was his living, doing making water. But he was also in a lot of things with asbestos and digging in, and he died of Parkinson's. And I am almost certain his exposure to some of the stuff he did for years in the water equipment is probably what caused his Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
And so, that's what we're talking about. We're dealing with people that were exposed to so much stuff that when these diseases show up when they're in their older life, we're like, okay, it could have been a family history, but it could have been something they were exposed to in their younger days that's now caught up with them. And
asbestos was another one.
Yeah,
we didn't realize just how bad that stuff really was.
All these things you hear about today, at some point these were good ideas, and people said, "Oh, that's highly dangerous. We need to stop doing that."
Playing in the dirt.
But we lost some people learning these lessons. That's what I'm saying. You ever see the old kids? If you ever see the canary in the bird cage and like mines.
And the coal mine.
If the bird's dead, that means get out. That's why they're there. It's not because they love birds.
That's right. When that bird keels over, you head for the grave.
That was the science back in the day. And so that's what we're saying is some of that here. But before we go here, is there any things that we want to make sure we covered? I know we got on soapboxes here a little bit, but donations, still taking donations. We'd love to get our $8,000 goal by the end of the year. However, if you can't donate till after whenever, because all this money is going to help end this disease. So
ALZ.org.
Yes.
/Roswell.
Very good. That's the local And
You'll
then,
get to the Roswell Walk.
And if you don't remember any of that, you can always Google Alzheimer's Association, Roswell NM, and it'll probably be the first thing on your list there.
It'll come up.
Encourage you to like, follow, make a donation. It's not too early to start putting teams together for next year.
Oh, yeah.
That's
if you
right.
want to, maybe this Christmas, you're kind of wanting to do stuff, or if you're looking to donate or give money in the name of, please consider the Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico here. Come and the great thing is too is because there's different chapters and things. So you donate money here, it's going to stay for people that need it here and resources here.
Yep.
Working with families and working with the boots on the ground type stuff that's going on with Alzheimer's in Southeast New Mexico here.
Yeah.
But, it's just exciting to see because it's like in my lifetime, polio, smallpox, these were pretty much eradicated by the time I'm put on this earth.
Yep.
I feel like I'm living in a time where I haven't seen any major diseases get eradicated in my lifetime. I mean, yeah, we're way better at different things, but I think Alzheimer's would be one of those things where maybe my generation sets the table so
we would
the
love
next
to see that.
generation doesn't have to know what Alzheimer's is about.
We would love to see that happen.
Yeah. And so,
I'd like our grandkids not to know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's it, and that's why it's so important, and because I got this is the part to me is why it's worse than cancer and all that is because of the impact it has on families. With cancer, you get hit with this thing, and your loved one does decline, but they generally know who you are, and they're not 1 minute loving you and the next minute cursing you out.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not something you see with cancer, and especially if it's a loved one that's your mentor or someone that raised you, and you think of them from this is the person that would never, ever do something like that. They're always been in my corner, and now for the first time they're talking to you in a way that's not your corner. That's a lot to take in, and it's rough for people that don't because on the surface you understand. You're
right.
like, it's not them, it's the Alzheimer. But deep down, you take it personally. You take it like, certainly deep down they know that this is not right. What's going on?
We help identify certain triggers.
Okay.
So if somebody is dealing with a parent that their behavior is getting out there, we can sit there and we can discuss with them and help find out some of these triggers.
Sure.
Sometimes it's a change, sometimes it's a smell, or you're introducing something different to their food. You take away their music.
Okay.
I mean,
so sometimes
different.
patterns
It's
can
a
trigger
pattern.
this stuff.
There's a trigger.
I'm just also curious. Is it vary whether they have knowledge of them doing it? Like do?
Oh no, they're right all the time.
Well,
They're always right.
Is there instances in Alzheimer's where later on they're like, "Oh yeah, I was a jerk. I should apologize," or do they not have any memory doing it? Okay, that's what I was kind of getting. Is do they realize they did do it later, and maybe, or they just don't realize they did it?
They're always right. It's just like the customer's
and
always
that's one of the
They're
things you have
always
to
right.
watch for,
okay,
and understand because they're going to be so absolute.
Just let them
in their own mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But they won't know it later.
Gotcha.
They won't know that.
But
they
getting
did
in the
that.
argument's not going to get
No,
anybody.
you can't
You're never
argue.
gonna win.
Don't argue.
Agree and move on.
Yeah, you'll never win.
But I just didn't know
Redirect.
if like it was a gradual thing where they're jerks, but then later
It
on
doesn't-
they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do
No.
that," or
Uh-uh.
"I didn't mean to do that."
No.
No.
I didn't
No,
know
no.
how.
Right.
But then as it gets worse, they don't realize it.
That's right.
So interesting.
Yeah.
See, I don't have a lot of experience in that department. I can just imagine. From
Like
Luckily.
I was telling Dawn today
yeah.
that my mom forgets she eats. So I don't argue with her and say, I already fed you. I just give her another plate.
Right. It's like, oh, you must still be hungry. Let's have something else to eat.
Yeah.
ALZ.org/Roswell. ALZ/Roswell.org, right? Or is it ALZ.org/Roswell?
Just
Google
.org/Roswell.
Yes.
Alzheimer's Association.
There you
and
go.
You'll get it
You'll
up
get
there.
it.
Don't forget also look for the Alzheimer's Association for Southeast New Mexico on Facebook as well too. And
Like.
yes,
Follow us.
like and follow. Make a donation if it's in your heart to do so, and help us out here. And then of course mark it on your calendars for next fall when we do the Walk During Alzheimer's for 2024.
Back at the courthouse.
Back at the courthouse. who knows? Maybe we'll have firefighters and police officers towing trucks around and all kinds.
That was
We'll
get something going.
But we're going to hopefully be that much closer to so who knows? Maybe between now and then, we might see our first white flower. Who knows?
Oh.
We got a year away.
That
Who
would
knows
be
what can
great.
happen in a year. That
would be great.
Or at least we know of one. Maybe they're not here, but there's one somewhere in the United States, and that would be.
They're starting to come out now, so
good.
Hopefully,
we want to see more. We hopefully get to the point where you're like, you know what? We're out of white flowers. We got to legit go get some more. We don't have enough.
Yes.
Got plenty of purple, but we're out of the white ones.
Yep.
So, yeah, good deal.
I'd love that.
Well, thank you guys. Merry Christmas to both. If I don't see you before then, I'll probably see Don.
You will. You'll see me Thursday.
That's right. He'll be in later this week. But wearing his other hat, his Silver Lake hat. Here. So, but thank you guys, and thank you what you do, and we appreciate all the hard work. And folks, get involved. Get trust me, especially this time of year. This time of year is hard because it's the holidays and family, and if you're navigating through that, that's one more wrinkle that just can drag the holidays down if you let it. So reach out if you need help, if you need resources, if you're going through that. The Alzheimer's Association is exactly what they're here to do to help you do that. So good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
We can get those caregivers a day off too if you
absolutely. Yeah, reach out if you need resources for help. That's you can't fight this battle alone with you and the care and the.
We're here.
You're going to lose every time. And you're going to destroy yourself doing it. Get help. Get people to support. It takes a village when it comes to Alzheimer's. It really does.
It does.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, 9:54. Let's pause for a quick commercial break, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Thank you.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Some mixed news for the beleaguered housing market. Building permits fell 2.5% last month, while housing starts rose 14.8%. That followed a 0.2% increase in starts in October. Shares of United States Steel have been flying high following word of plans by Japan's Nippon Steel to purchase U.S. Steel in a $14 billion plus cash deal. Finding that speed is of the essence when it comes to delivering those holiday gifts you ordered, big retailers, including Walmart and Target, are investing in ways to shorten delivery times. They're also looking to better compete with Amazon, which has set the standard for lightning-fast shipping. Wall Street appears to be on a roll at year's end. The benchmarks opened higher this morning, adding to recent gains. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
The holidays are here, and the Honey Depot is on Santa Watch. The Honey Depot is the little store with so much more. You'll find sleighfuls of amazing one-of-a-kind gift items for everyone, even the humbugs on your list. It's a veritable winter wonderland of decor and gifts. Everything from candles to soaps, books, Bible study journals, home decor, children's toys, stocking stuffers, local honey, seasonings, candies, and more. Open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30, Saturdays 10 to 6, and Sundays 1 to 6 at 104 West Hermosa Drive in Artesia. Before Santa slides down your chimney, slide on in. Merry Christmas from the Honey Depot.
This time of year, we all become kids again, especially when we start thinking about Christmases past, how they smelled, how they looked, and how they felt. We get a little weepy remembering those uncles and aunts and parents and grandparents who made Christmas time so special and gave us the traditions we passed down to our own kids. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Shirley and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember that mess in the living room on Christmas morning is the most glorious mess in the world. Don't be too quick to clean it up.
Fall time is almost here, and the holidays will be here before you know it. The Calico Cow invites you to move on into the cow and check out the new holiday fabrics arriving daily and take advantage of a huge sale on Brothers sewing machines now through the end of the year. Get free lessons, maintenance, and a first-year cleaning included. Fall into savings at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, now at their new location, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Christmas in New Mexico means tamales, and the best tamales in the world come from right here. El Charro tamales are handmade the same way they have been made for 75 years, in red with pork or green with cheese. Tamales from El Charro are the perfect gift for the ones you love to bring the flavors of home into your holiday. Order yours today by calling 575-622-8590 or stop by 1711 South Virginia in Roswell, behind the old Kmart. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from El Charro, celebrating 75 years of flavor from the Trujillo family to yours.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Let's face it, guys. We're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour at townhall.com. I'm Bob.